Welcome to BTM Reviews, where we talk about the news. Got the scoop you need to hear. Stay a while, join the cheer. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Pour the bourbon, let it flow. Talking drinks you need to know. Whiskey's aged and barrels old. Stories told in glasses full. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Toys and gadgets, playtime fun. From old school to brand new ones. Action figures, cars that zoom. Feel your heart and light the room. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Boozy flicks on silver screens. Drama, action, fill your dreams. Real to real, the stories told. Lights and camera, new and old. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Movies, flicks on silver screens. Drama, action, fill your dreams. Real to real, the stories told. Lights and camera, new and old. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz, come take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today.
Hey guys, this is Dave with BTM Reviews. As you can see, we're in another hostage situation. I'm back in Southern Illinois, and if my connection sucks, tell me. I'll turn off the camera, but we'll get rid of my face. The stream is late because I kept trying to connect, and StreamYards was not letting me connect, and I was noticing that Jim and Julio were getting kicked out. So little StreamYard issue there for the first time ever. Could have been an internet issue, but I don't know. So hope everybody had a good day yesterday. I took off. First of all, my wife got better, she thought, until she wasn't. But I decided to hang out with her. Plus, I think I streamed for like 25 hours this weekend. It sure as frick felt like it. So I had enough. Because after my stream Sunday night, I went over to watch Shane, and there's Jim Tells You on Shane's show. Jim left, and then I showed up.
Hey.
Guess what? And I stayed there for like 2.5 hours, like a dummy.
Yeah, well, because I was serious when I said I was going to sleep. I got the link, and I was like, oh, fuck it. I'll come in, say hi, Shane, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I didn't get the link. Stream. You sent it to me.
I know. I sent it to you. You did get it. I sent it to you.
I know, but he did he tell you to?
Sure. Yeah, he told me he wanted to talk to you. He said, "I got to talk to Dave."
What room are you in that he sent it to?
I can't tell you. It's a super secret super room.
Oh, wow.
He posted
it. Andrew Roland was so happy when you're on Matt Barr's show last night. He cut out that clip talking about his book, comparing it.
I honestly, here, Andrew, what was my impression on being on Matt Barr's stream? I think Matt Barr might be misunderstood. Like, I think he gets upset and he gets emotional. No, I'm serious. Before anybody attacks me and says I'm sweeping or anything like that. I think he's not a bad person. I think he's what, he's an artist. He is. He's an artist, and they get emotional about things. And I think he's not. I think he has a real gripe that that needs to get resolved. Whatever it is between him and Ethan, they need to work it out. I'd like them to work it out.
But is it a legit issue?
Well, to him it's legit. So it's legit. No, I don't know. I mean, to Matt, it sure seems legit, and I don't know why. You know what I mean? And maybe the problem is they're not talking. That they need to talk. Talk it out between themselves. I think, and they would probably come. There's no reason that there's no reason that this has to keep. Like I said on the stream, and I'll say it here. We all of us agree on like 95% of everything that's going on. It's just the other 5% where there's this issue. Wouldn't it be better if we talked about that 5% and came to a consensus or an understanding about it rather than fighting? Because it kind of detracts from everything else.
Yeah. But sometimes, and I'm not saying this is the case with Matt, but sometimes people don't want to be reasoned with.
Well, honestly,
sometimes people just want to be right.
Either he was putting on an act, or he seemed really genuine to me last night. He didn't attack me. He didn't start screaming at me. He talked to me like a human, and I talked to him like a human.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. Well, Nicholas, honestly, buddy, I love you, but you didn't try last night. You tried to fucking send him off his rocker. Which, that's what you like to do. And I don't have, I'm not telling you what to do, but I try to, make things more fair, and more, not so much, I don't know if fair is the right word.
Well, you go into a conversation open-minded, right?
Yeah.
Right. If it turns sideways, then you have two options.
I don't have a dog in this fight, really.
No,
I've got one side telling me, "Oh, do you know about all this stuff that happened?" And I'm like, I don't know that any of this is true.
Sure, right.
So
this is from your perspective that you think this happened, right?
Right. Well, I'm saying like the stuff that they're bringing up about other people. I don't know. I don't know what's true and what's not. I mean, we've already learned that people can fake tweets simply and easily. So I don't know.
Sure. Yeah. I get it. But sometimes, sometimes people are also, and I'm sure it goes both ways, are unreasonable in their demands on a resolution, right?
Well, sure. But that's, if somebody truly wants a resolution, generally they'll come to an understanding.
Right. Usually the guy I don't know, man. I was watching Ethan's birthday stream, and he's talking about Mike Miller and how he was a dick to him at DC and stuff, made fun of his religion. Then Mike Miller's down on his luck. Ethan brings him in. And then as soon as he is successful, he tells Ethan he's a piece of shit. So do people just use people like that in that situation to get ahead and then throw them under the bus?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Ethan would lie about stuff, but he might.
No, I don't think so either.
But he might exaggerate some things because he's doing a show and to make things seem more. So I don't know.
Well, Oh, I've never been on Kiwi Farms. I don't even know what it is. I've heard of it, but I've never been there. I have no desire to go there.
Yeah,
It's
Good.
not my,
I don't
it's
know.
not my
And
thing.
so all day I've been fighting with the Be Clowned Zero on Twitter because he decided to insert himself into a conversation I was having with other people that were on that stream last night, Matt Bars, and he just called me a bitch.
Can I ask a
And,
question about those other people you're having a conversation with that you
Yeah.
were on a stream with? Was
Yeah,
it
well,
a
I mean-
reasonable conversation?
Actually, I was having a reasonable conversation with him. Yes,
Oh, okay.
it wasn't.
It wasn't an argument.
It wasn't cantankerous. It wasn't angry. It was fine. You know, it was a reasonable conversation about stuff. Crazy Cat. I am not a cuck, dude.
You want to
Hate to
read
break
that
it
one,
to you.
Chip?
Yeah, Jim is the biggest cuck in the world. No, I'm not. I'm just a reasonable person that wants to get the facts, and I don't like to make decisions without knowing the facts.
Thanks for the $2, Crazy Cat.
So you know, and
See,
when
we
it's a world of-
we do read our super chats here, Vito.
and so, but he decided, you know, he just Be Clowned Zero is his new name now. It's Be Clowned. He's Be Clowned Zero. He's decided to launch into you know, calling me a bitch, and like, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe I'm an old man, you know, I'm 50 years old, so maybe I'm an old man, but when you call a man a bitch, that's a
Mhm.
declaration that you want to fight.
Sure.
So you
Right.
either say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you a bitch, or you tell me where and when,
Mm-hmm.
and I will show up. And if I get my ass beat, I get my ass beat. That's life.
Can we stream it on BTM reviews?
No, I would never do that.
But
I'm being
I don't-
pragmatic.
You know.
I don't. I don't.
And so then, you know,
participate
he's
in any
with
of
all
that
these
bullshit.
people, and then they start posting my date of birth and street views of my house and stuff. Like,
Yeah, they're trying to
okay,
dox.
so
They're trying to dox a
that's
guy.
acceptable now for Be Clown Zero, who cried like a bitch when somebody said, "See how I did that?" When somebody
Mhm.
said they were going to say his name, but it's okay
Yeah, right.
for him and his friends to basically, like, here's what Jim's house looks like.
Nobody
But
even
didn't,
said they were
didn't
going to
someone
say.
do that to Eric July, and they all cried and screamed and called the cops?
Oh yeah, yeah. Didn't the guy have a warrant for? Did he have a warrant
Yeah.
for his arrest and all that stuff? Hey Gundam. Tonight is we stream about Justified, the TV show. If you know about Justified and you want to come and talk about Justified 8 and 9, episode 8 and 9, season 1.
Crazy Cat, I don't know where
you're
you
more
ever
than
got the
welcome.
impression that I claimed I was smart.
Thank you for the 10. If you want to talk about it, come on. Oh yeah, nobody ever. And you know the funny thing about that, Jim, is all we said here is we know his name. We never said we were going to say it,
No.
right? Because we don't care. We just don't give a shit. It's funny though when they try to dox a guy who tells his own name, tells where he lives, and is on screen.
Yeah. I never hid what city I live in, what state I live in.
And you're retired. So
Yeah.
what are they going to take from you?
It's true. It's true.
You know, but I guess they assume, because they keep calling me old man boomer, talking about I'm in a retirement home and this and that. They assume that because I was able to financially benefit myself and retire at 40,
Mm-hmm.
that somehow I'm a bad person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, or
I didn't
you're-
apologize.
you're-
Crazy Cat, I did not apologize to Matt Barr on behalf of Dave. All I said was sometimes Dave gets a little drunk and he might say some things that he doesn't mean. You'd have to ask him how he really feels.
It's a
Oh,
show.
okay.
You know what I mean? Like you were saying earlier, Jim, people do shows to entertain. You use
Yeah.
hyperbole and get crazy and say
You
shit
know,
and whatever.
I said, as far
Just
as
like
I,
he-
'cause
just
asked
like
me, and I
Matt
said,
does?
I think he asked me
Yeah.
why you hate him or what, something. I said, I don't think he hates you at all.
I don't hate anybody, dude. If I hated him, I'd be thinking about him all day. I don't think about him. If I hated him, I'd go
I
on
never
his show
fucking
and,
said the word sorry. Fuck you, Crazy Cat. Now you're fucking lying.
no, I would if I hated him, I might go on his show and be a dick, but I don't care enough to go on his show. I don't care enough to get in an argument with him on a live stream. Well, ugh, that sounds awful. Now if it was a decent conversation, were the gang trying to
Here, Andrew Rowland. I don't think he hates your comic book. He just says he doesn't like it, like Americanized anime or something. I can't remember exactly what he said. It was.
He doesn't like West. He doesn't like Western manga. I think he said.
Yeah, I don't think he. I don't think that's true. That he hated it.
No, I don't think so either.
He was more busy ripping on Liam's book, talking about how Liam doesn't know how to draw, and like, dude, I don't know. I tried to make some jokes in there, so I hope I didn't upset people. Because
hey, Gundam, send me a DM real quick on X, and I'll send you the link. I'll send it right back to you. Yeah. I don't apologize for anything I said about Matt, because the day after you say anything at all, there's 8 other people on Twitter trying to jump in, and then he puts a picture on Twitter the other day when I put that 0% thing. I was saying it one night on a live stream. Then he does. It's always gay with Matt. It's a gay comment, so it's like, oh boy,
It's his gimmick. Yeah,
it's gay. Everything's got to be related to. And Jim even called him out before, or Matt, or not Jim. I think it was Nicholas, who's like, why is it always gay with you? So, but I was surprised you went on there, Jim. I will say.
Well, I don't know.
How long did Nicholas stay, or did they kick him?
They kept muting him and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why? What's up, One Gun?
Hey, can you hear me? That sound
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What's up, One Gun?
Hey, what's up, guys? What's
What
up?
did
everybody?
What did I do to you?
Well, it ain't what you did to me. I'm just trying to figure out what made you go on Matt Barr's show the other day. I know you guys got some talk about, but I just want to just ask you, what made you go on that guy's show? That's the most hate-filled hate monger that I've ever seen. He's the living example of a white man who's just too angry for his own good.
I wanted to know why he was angry.
He's never going to tell you that because his whole thing
He
is
told me he's not. He's trying to tell me he's not angry. He said, "Why do I think he's angry?" And I'm like, "Well," and I started talking to him, and actually, he was very cordial.
cordial as in how saying that people
Like he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he was very cordial. He was basically just like, "Do you know about this?" And I don't know if any of the stuff he's talking about is true or not.
Everything he said that came out of his mouth is impossible, is not true. Especially when he talked about the comic book saying, "Oh, he owns the rights to the Gridiron comic book," which is not true because we went through the whole court proceeding, which basically said all the court documents said that he was a work for hire. He does not. He even said that, even the judge said it in the court, said he does not own the rights to any of the content, but yet he sat there and lied on his stream to everybody saying that. You can't trust this guy. This guy has some issue with just being an honest, good person. He's him, and I don't know who the other guy was going around saying Katie screws dogs or anything, but let me set the record straight for people to understand about the anime that Katie likes or whatever she talked about. It is a fantasy tale of a little girl who's a teenager who goes to another place, another realm or whatever, and she falls in love with a deity, not a dog. These stories are written all over Japan, China. We even have stuff in European culture about tales like this. So to sit back and say that she's some type of pedophile or something like that is totally just slanderous. I mean, the whole show.
I agree if they're saying stuff like that, and that's why I said this is not doesn't what I thought what she was doing that they were talking about was what's called shipping, where you're like putting people together in relationships. Like girls do that shit, teenagers and girls do that shit all the time.
That's just behavior of little girls. It's not meant to be taken seriously because there's behavior that's acceptable, which may be a little bit odd, but it's acceptable because these are children, right? These children, they don't know no better, and they will as they grow up. But to sit back and say a whole bunch of slanderous stuff, then the whole thing about it is they were like piecing together shit and like taking shit out of context and saying, "Oh well, it's got to be true because this is her talking about."
A lot of the stuff they were pulling up though didn't really look legit to me.
It wasn't legit. You can tell. You can tell.
I'm just saying, like, like the letters didn't line up. And
Of course it didn't, because it's their whole intention. The same thing with Mr. Berger and Vito, saying Vito's a pedophile, and sit back and say, "Oh, I got proof. I'm going to show you the video." It's all a stick. It's all a stick to make people angry and make other people look evil to fit their narrative of them to be angry to get more people and more views on them. I mean, it's just the sickness of YouTube. This is YouTube sickness. And it's usually the angry white men just like him. Now, you white guys are okay. I love you guys. But those motherfuckers are on a whole total level of just fucking insanity.
Hey, One Gun, can I come to the cookout? Am I invited?
Yeah, of course.
All right. I just want to know, One Gun, next time you use a word like shtick, say it fucking right. It ain't stick. It's shtick.
I'm sorry. Speech impediment, my friend.
I like what One Gun said, though. It's a shtick.
Right.
But the problem is the shtick is sticking itself in the reality a little too much when you start striking people's channels and affecting their.
Yeah.
Let's make it a little weird.
Yeah, I heard that somebody channel got demonetized with some stupid bullshit. Matt Barr and his cluster fucks over there were doing. Like I said, I'm not a person that's about cancel culture. I hate cancel culture. And I'm not saying you guys don't talk to him or anything, but I think he needs to be engaged in a way to make him explain himself. I just wish that you was on the show. I wish you would have had him explain himself correctly. Him saying, "Oh, fuck that, all this bullshit." No, that's not him telling you exactly why he's angry. That's him just, giving you bullshit. Because when it comes down to it, the reason why he's angry because he doesn't have the fucking talent.
I think he's.
Matt Barr?
Yeah, I think
Matt Barr is fucking cronies.
I've seen some of his stuff. It looked pretty good.
No, he's bullshit. He's bullshit.
His art?
Bullshit. He is. And his art. He's bullshit. Fuck him.
I don't know. I think I don't know. Maybe he's just angry.
What thing about it's not just him. It's the people on his show that sit back and just make some of the nasty. That's just nasty content, man. And you guys are better than that. I've watched you guys. You guys do entertaining shit. But that motherfucker don't do nothing but perpetuate filth, hate, and garbage.
I don't think anything we do comes out of a place of just hate. It's a ridiculousness. Like, what are we watching?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, if I talk about somebody on a stream and their name comes up and they say they want to talk to me about it, I'll talk to them. Because maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I got the wrong information. So I'll always.
I mean, this ain't me being mad at anybody. I'm not mad at you, Jim. I'm just saying, this is just like, it's kind of sort of like a criticism or something like that. But I'm saying, man, don't bring yourself down to their level, man. I mean, don't. I would just be in their face, like, okay, if you saying this person is like this, what's the proof? And then when they show you some little skit they put together on with Photoshop and fucking Microsoft, whatever, how they put this shit together, like, oh, so where'd you get that from? It's like nobody goes to the extra step to debunk these idiots while they're being idiots. That's just my 2 cents, man. I'm just saying, like, you guys do great stuff. I love watching you guys. I love laughing with you guys. I love all the stuff y'all do, and
well, I mean, I got to ask some good questions of Matt Barr. I mean, did you see I asked him directly if he was working for the Rippaverse?
Yeah, you did. You started asking him some good questions, and he lied and said no. But no, it's all good. He's never going to tell the truth about nothing. He's never going to treat people with dignity and respect. He's never going to do the things that all humans do, which is be kind and generous to each other. So. I'm just saying, that's just how I felt when I just sat there and watched him, and I don't know who those guys are. I really don't know who those guys are. But
who was on with you anyway, Jim? Who was on?
I think Student of God was on. I think who else?
Ethan was on there too.
Ethan came on. Well, yeah, because I was talking to Matt, trying to get hey, can you and Ethan work this out? You know, I really was looking forward to you doing that Girthy Stallion book, and you know, maybe, you know, whatever. Can we get this? You know, whatever it is, can you, you know, would you go on a stream with Ethan and just the two of you and talk this out and get to the bottom of what the fuck happened?
Yeah,
And then Ethan popped on, and I
Mhm.
thought they were. It seemed like they were getting along until it just blew up.
Yeah, it got blown up because Matt Barr, Matt Barr did want to talk like a genuine person. You know, he'll say something stupid about Ethan, and Ethan always bring up the head wound, which kept on going back and forth, and then some guy, what's his name? Some guy came on and started this shit with you know, well, you know, Ethan, you surround yourself with pedos and dog fuckers and all this shit, and then Ethan was like, Ethan was getting, Ethan was.
Well, at least I got like, there was also, they were bringing up Vic King, and then I was like, well, wait, wasn't Vic King? No one knew about that, and then once everybody found out, everyone said, get this guy the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So I mean, how is that anybody's fault?
Yeah. Yeah, and he also got mad because Ethan brought up the $70. And then he got really mad, and then he tried to say, well, you know, that those are my characters, and I could do anything I want to with them. And and then Ethan said, go ahead and do it, and I'm gonna watch you get sued. And he was like, I'm not gonna get sued. Ethan said, listen, I've been in here for 30 years.
The one thing I will say is I actually respect that Matt sued the guy over $70. It might sound stupid, but he did it for the principle of it.
Well, there was no.
Unless I'm mistaken, but the principle that the guy ripped him off.
The guy didn't rip him off. Matt Barr was a work for hire. That means as soon as Matt Barr got paid for the work he did,
the guy didn't pay him though.
The guy did pay him. He got paid. That Barr even said he got paid for. He got paid for the work. It says it in the court documents. He got paid.
I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. I didn't read all the documents. I saw some of them. I read some of the stuff, and I thought like, oh, okay, this was a matter of like not pride, but he don't owe him
nothing. The only thing about it is that the guy made like $1,500 or something like that, and I think a few of the books got sold, and the money he gave away like over 900 and something. It's not he made like over he gave away like over 970 something odd books. And what was ever left over somehow, some way got I guess sold or something. So they took whatever got sold and they averaged it out off the 5%, which came up to $70. But Matt wanted money off of all the books, so he can't get no money off of all the books because he gave away for free. So what's 5% of nothing? Nothing. You know. So Matt Barr's on the line, and then you're gonna say he's gonna take the characters. And he's going to use them. And like I said, Ethan tried to help the man by actually educating him. Say, listen, I've been doing this shit for 30 years. If you got work for hire work, you got paid. Even in the court document said you got paid. You don't own the rights to other shit. Well, you
Hold on one gun. I have to read this chat to Jim, and he's got to let the chat know.
Oh, go ahead and read the chat.
It says, hey, Jim, do you still have the taste of Matt Barr's poop in your mouth?
You know,
it's just a joke.
It's a joke.
You knew this was going to happen, Jim.
Dude,
you knew this was going to happen.
I don't care. I was wanting to have a conversation with the guy.
And you did. I ain't
Of
going.
course.
At least you had a conversation with him. The same way Ethan tried to have a conversation with him. But the thing about it is, when Matt Barr met his match when he was going up against Ethan, because Ethan kind of really, I was laughing the whole time Ethan was on there, because every time Matt say something fucking ridiculous, Ethan always go back to either the head wound, the $70, or go ahead and take that man's character. I like to see you do it, because he even Ethan said you're going to get sued. That man's going to sue you if you try, because he remembers their court case you had and waste his time on. Do you think that he's going to let you take that shit and remember the fact you sued him $70? No, he's going to come back and take your house, your home, your whole livelihood, because you think that you can do this shit to people and they have to take it, Matt Barr. No. That ain't the way the fucking shit works. The man's stupid. He knows he's stupid.
I don't think he was really going to make because he said something and he said he wasn't going to do it. He's not. He's going to do something else. He's going to come up with some other idea or do something else.
Oh yeah. I bet you. I'm just waiting for him. He's not smart. He's going to do something stupid. I guarantee you.
Hey, there's a link to that stream if you guys want to watch it later.
I mean, but doesn't he make his majority of his money from like corporate artwork and stuff? And
that's what he claims. I mean, I don't know. You know.
Well, I mean, why would he? I don't know. Why would he lie?
Well, that's what everybody says. One gun. That's what everybody says. Like,
I mean, heck, I make most of my money by selling crack cocaine. You know, I might.
you got any extra?
Talk to me after the show. But anyway, anyway, that's all I want to say, man. I know y'all got something else on the agenda.
No, you're fine, dude. Anytime you want to come on and talk,
no, Jim, you're a cool guy. Like I said, I like it. I like Jim and BTM, and sometimes when Chris Bacon on there, I stay for the whole show. You know, because it's fun. Great. You know, because y'all shit is so fun, dude. You know,
did you see it? Did you see Ethan came on here the other night?
I saw it on the replay. I saw it. I checked on replay. Yeah, Ethan came on here. Yeah, Ethan
stayed like 2.5 hours, dude. That was a long one.
Fuck yeah, I was up all night watching that shit, man. Y'all had me up to like 3 or 4 o'clock in the fucking morning, man. That's the shit right there, bro. That's the shit, man. I love shows.
Me, Jim, and Julio did a Justified episode before that show for an hour and a half. Came back at 10 and was up till. I was up till 6:30 my time, which is 7:30's Jim time.
Yeah, I gotta check that show out. Well, how do I catch Justified?
It's on like Hulu and like
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus. I might also. Is it on Max? No,
Disney Plus. Disney Plus owns Fox.
All right, man. Hey, I want to try something. Catch
it's
up.
a really good show. I don't know. You like The Wire?
Yeah.
Or what about The Shield?
Yeah.
Well, then it's FX. Justified was done by the same people that did The Shield.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna check it out, man. I'm gonna catch up on it. I'm gonna catch up on it, and
it's like a country. It's like a country version of The Shield.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a lot in common with The Wire. Instead of ghetto folks, it's rednecks.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll love it even more.
Yeah.
All right, man. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go. I gotta get my Hulu subscription back because I stopped watching it. But
you could buy the box set too on.
Oh, Amazon.
That's probably like $40 or $30, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that instead of
I think it's
going Disney Plus again.
6 seasons, 7 seasons, something like that.
Start slinging rocks. You can
they got a new one that just came out. It's called like City Primeval or something that just came out earlier this year. Don't watch it. Do not watch it. It is.
Do not watch it. All right.
They fucked it all up.
Oh, okay. All right. Man. All right, man. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. Y'all get back to y'all shit. I just want to say something to Jim real quick.
All right.
Thank you,
I appreciate it.
Nice
you bet it, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Peace out.
See ya. All right, so that was fun.
That was a good run-in. Like that.
Hey, in the Ripper Alliance room, people were, talking about it a little bit, and they're like, they don't want to listen, Jim. they're very anti trying to work things out. They just want to be right. They want to be right. They want to prove to you why they're right. Did you get that feeling at all, Jim? Like he was trying to convince you why he's right about what he's saying.
I think it was more they're trying. They're like I don't know. I said they're trying to draw lines, trying to make sides, and I'm like, I don't want to be on a side here. I don't have a reason. There's nothing. Nobody's done anything to me to make me pick a side.
Right. You have no skin in that game. Just like I don't. Right. Yeah.
No, I'm like, nobody's done anything. I might see something and comment on it. That doesn't mean for a lot of people, and this is not directed at anybody in particular, but a lot of people throw names around and like call people names, say things. Mm-hmm. And then when someone does it to them, they get upset.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Because there's no such thing as thick skin. And everybody's a little thin skinned.
And, as far as, it irks me when you try to be polite to a person and give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe they're just not seeing things the way you're seeing them. And then they attack you personally because you don't see things the way they see things. To me, that's retarded.
Right. I agree. I do agree. but that's how people are, Jim. Especially closed-minded individuals. Like Matt thinks he's on some moralistic cause to change the world. He's not, dude. Nobody cares about his set of values because his set of values aren't that strong in the first place. They're his. They're not mine. They're his set of values, and nobody has to live by his values. So that's a problem. You can't expect people to live like you do. One gun, check your DMs. Should have got a message. All right. So, Jim, we have a daily report to go over, don't we?
Oh, yeah, I got it here. Which actually
did
have two
two today.
We have two today.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do the second one between episodes.
Good morning, folks. Today we're checking in on the solar cycle, the Bepi-Colombo mission to Mercury, and a new discovery made about the Earth's core. We also have a bit of space weather to mention, so let's start with the last 24 hours on our star. The M-class solar flaring continues. Several more flares erupted from the southern sunspots, but they either produced small CMEs directed away from Earth or no CMEs at all. The most active grouping on the south will turn to directly face Earth this week, so we'll keep watching. The biggest CME of the day came off the far side. This one happened at an area on the other side of the sun, facing directly away from the Earth. We'll have to keep watching the
Jim,
eruptive activity. All the
we just
sunspots
have
are
satellites. We just have satellites around the whole sun. Like we just
No,
have
no, they're
cameras.
not. No. The satellites are not around the sun. I don't think we have any satellites on the other side of the sun. We might, but it would be kind of hard for us to transmit to get past the radiation.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, how are they getting all this information?
Well, they can see what's happening. They have it's called a spectrograph or something that they have that they can see what's happening. It like blocks out. It has like a shield that blocks out the actual sun.
Okay.
So they can see stuff happening out. So coming off the backside and stuff. Like he'll show it here in a second. Actually.
Okay. So Crazy Cat, I don't know are you talking about, is it Matt doing that? Like, is Matt the one always ill-informed and capable people trying to fight other people's battles? Or is it, you're talking about Jim? Because I don't think Jim was trying to fight anybody's battles.
I wasn't trying to fight anybody's battle. I was specifically.
You were trying to understand the perspective, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what you were there for, to understand why Matt is as angry as he is.
I don't know. Crazy Cat, maybe you should, if you really want to, why don't you go on Matt's stream and talk to him? Because you seem to know everything.
Well, I may sound offended or hurt by Barr's comments, but I expect that kind of thing from him. He's a diva who thinks everyone else sucks except him. Thanks, Andrew, and thanks again, Cat, for the 5. Don't be offended or hurt by Matt Barr. You should be happy that people like your book, dude. If people are not going to like it, people are going to like it. You know, you go buy a brand new fucking TV and you buy the goddamn, Sony, and the guy goes, well, you should have bought the Samsung. What are you, a stupid idiot? You know, Samsung. You know what I'm saying? You can't satisfy everybody, dude. As long as you like your work, that's what matters first. And if other people like it, that's a plus.
I genuinely and unironically legit like Andrew's comic when he presented it to Jim and I on Jim's stream. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, dude, I've been.
Honestly,
I've been an early supporter of Andrew since day one. Yeah. Everybody in my house has read his book.
I would say there was a guy, I don't know, I can't remember his name, but I signed up for the to get notified. This guy, something's called Urban Sasquatch, the comic book. It actually looks pretty good. I might buy it. I mean, I probably will buy it because it looks. I was interested. It looks promising. I think Dillard's doing the art for it.
That's why I won't go on that show, Kevin, because you can't have it. I know that type of guy, man. I would never go on that show. I don't want to even have the conversation with people like that because they're not going to ever give in an inch. No matter what, Jim, you could give in 100 times and you ask him for one. Nah, he ain't doing it.
as an outsider and a non-ARA chat member, that's actually kind of why I find Matt Barr entertaining. I mean, he's off the rails. It's funny.
No, he's not, but he's mean about it, dude.
Well,
There's a difference between being funny and, bombastic, but when he's off screen and he has the same exact feelings and he's getting people's channel strikes and he's, calling people PDFs all the time, every time they ever say their name, at some point, that's not what it is. Okay. Look, we can make fun of Eric, but you know what? I don't have 500,000 subs on YouTube. I've never sold a comic book. I've never been in a rock band. I've never done any of those things. He can say he's done those things, but I can laugh at the way he talks about his shit. I can laugh at the way that I see it going down and he's trying to convince people it's not, because it is funny. But I don't hate anybody because I don't have anything to lose if Eric's successful. Right?
Nick Ricciardo says it best when he says, I want everybody to make $1 million. I agree with that.
He's a liar.
Well, okay. He may be a liar, but I'm not. I want everybody to make money on what
No,
they're.
but Nick was trying to do the Ethan thing when he said that shit, man.
Mm.
The first thing Nick said when he actually got the book is he said the fucking art is terrible. And Nick's like, dude, the lighting. Nick noticed the lighting first, Jim. He's the one that said the shadows don't make any sense.
Mm.
All
right.
Let's get back to the far side. All right, so the spectrograph can show us what's on the far side.
Well, you can see what's happening. It can't see what's happening like directly behind it.
Maybe these are just measurements they can take off pulses.
Yeah, like they can see stuff. I don't know what you mean, Crazy Cat. Never make yourself the guy again. You're not that guy. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Dave, can I get your thoughts on the backside of the sun? Does it exist? That you're.
Well, there's a backside to everything, dude.
Oh, I thought you had a moon theory that I maybe.
The moon don't spin, so we've never seen the dark side.
I get it messed up. My bad.
Unless we land there.
We're on the south right now, and it's that one incoming from the left that has been the most active. Again, it will face Earth later this week. The August numbers are in for both sunspots and solar radio flux. Whoa, new peak for each. The sunspot cycle has outperformed expectations from nearly every forecaster. Sunspot numbers haven't been this high in 22 years. Same for the radio flux. Solar maximum is marching on. Folks, the very important Bepi-Colombo mission is readying for its next Mercury flyby, where it will slow its velocity and begin the insertion process into scientific orbit. This mission...
All right, now what kind of vehicle or craft?
Yeah.
Would fly? Got this picture. This clearly is a high resolution video of what happened.
Oh. Looks exactly
it's critical
like
because
those.
It will take the magnetic measurements of the innermost planet, and when those are compared with the messenger data from the last decade, we will know if Mercury's magnetic field is changing like the rest of the spheres in the solar system. Very exciting times. Last but not least, new feature of Earth's interior has been discovered by analyzing seismic waves at levels never measured before. They discovered that around the low and mid-latitude outer core region there is a low-velocity zone of lighter materials, almost like a squeezed Van Allen belt between the core and mantle, only covering the equatorial zone. Work is ongoing to see what that...
I get this. You could see right here how the Earth grows. You see these lines here and here.
Yeah.
This is the Earth growing, and it's expanding here. You can see it's just growing and expanding. It's all right here.
And it's springing up and down with like little shock absorbers.
It's got legit springs in it.
Yeah. Boing, boing.
That tells us about the Earth's magnetic field. We greatly appreciate your support. Got eyes on the sunspots. We'll do this all again tomorrow. Right here, but right now at 6 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open. No fear. Be safe, everyone.
It all gets bigger, says Dan Blackroyd. Wow. So this is season 1, episode 8, called Blowback. Jim, do not get me struck this week.
Did you challenge it?
No,
I
I
did.
did. I did.
I did. Mine's back live again.
Can you reverse the screen? Like Disparu does that. He
I don't know how.
like with his rings of power, he reverses it like you're looking at it through a mirror, so everything's backward. I don't know.
I have
Does that
no
help?
idea how you could do that.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't know how you could reverse the screen.
Was that Friday stream, Jim?
Yeah, mine's back live again. I mean, it still says they're.
Mine says ineligible still. In dispute. So, nope.
I don't know.
Nope.
Mine says it's live, public viewing.
Well, mine says public.
Yeah, so it's not blocked anymore. It was blocked.
Yeah, I guess. All right.
So it's live if, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
All right. So this episode, I like this episode because it was self-contained, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much kept you in one room the whole episode.
Oh, this is the beginning. Okay. This is the first scene where he comes into the he got released from jail because of the cop getting arrested in the last episode. Bo Crowder got released because the cop was the one that put him. So there's like some whole thing about instead of going through all the cases and redoing them, we're going to just anybody that had less than a year on their time, they're just going to release them and wipe the charges away or something.
Yeah, not worth retrying them. So they're not worth.
Oh, Jim, you know what? We got like a bunch of $5 super chats there. You know what that means, right?
Sure.
Woo Woo Wednesday. Is that what that
Nope.
means?
Nope. We have to
Has a
thank the
special
people
thing
that
he's
super
supposed to-
chatted.
Special
every
needs.
$5 For every $5 super chat, I'm obligated to play this. I'm going to have to go back and we'll just mix them in later. Okay, go ahead, Jim.
So yeah, so this is him. He comes. So he got released. He comes to the restaurant, and Ava's there eating a pie, waiting for Raylan to show
I owe the
up.
chat 3 more.
And then I'm just going to shut off the chat there, so I don't have to lose my concentration.
Yeah, that first one was for Gundam since he's gone. I have to call him out. I'll call out Andrew and Crazy Cat when I play him.
And then so he sits down and they have a whole conversation where basically he tells Ava that she's got to leave, and she says she ain't going anywhere. And then they says there's going to be a problem, and then Raylan comes in and tells him to leave, and he does some weird move where he licks the plate and upsets Raylan. So Raylan like slams him down on the table. Or doesn't slam, like does something, and then he says, "The last man to touch me like that, I made his eyes bleed," which was kind of fun.
It is funny how like Raylan, he don't care. Like
No, well, these people know each other. You know what I mean? Like obviously, this guy was friends with Raylan's dad. You know, and they grew up in the town, and he's Boyd's father, and Raylan and Boyd were friends growing up, and so they all know each other. So it's weird,
it's small town life, dude. They probably played football together, all that shit, right? Then they worked in the mines together.
And so then I'm not going to spoil what happens at the end of the episode because this whole scene turns into something else. You know, because basically he says, "What?"
This is episode 8, right?
This is episode 8, Blowback. Yeah.
Okay.
This is right at the beginning of the episode. Like this happens, and then he's like, "No, I'm here to meet my lawyer," and then the scene jumps to another scene. So yeah, so there's I like this actor that's playing the dad.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's intimidating.
I've seen him in other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like Jim said before, a lot of these guys are from they're from Deadwood, like bit players from Deadwood.
Yeah,
I don't know that
and I
he is.
forgot. So then Raylan sits down and says, can we revisit your leave in Kentucky or something? Is that what he says? Something like that? Can we revisit you leave in Kentucky?
Well, isn't that nice? Thanks for joining, Cat Randall. I clicked on live in search results, and because I watched Justified content, this popped up. Cool.
I'm gonna get
Well-
Nick Cersei on this show, Jim.
Oh, I would. You know what, dude? If you could get Nick Cersei on this show,
I'm working on it.
I'm
gonna try
you
to-
know what? I won't say what I would do.
You know people that know him, Julio?
I've worked some stuff. I got some Star Trek guys on the show I used to run 10 years ago just by reaching out to them. Hey, want to come on?
Yeah.
You never know. Fuck it. You can't hit a home run if you don't swing, right?
Yep. It's very true. I mean, we're trying to hit singles and get Nick Reichardt on here. He keeps saying no.
Well, he'll come on eventually. It's just a matter
I'm
of
kidding.
time.
I'm just kidding.
It's just a matter of time. He'll come on. So yeah, so that happens, and then shit. Sorry, lost the screen. And then so yeah, he says to her, "Can we revisit you getting out of Kentucky?"
Yeah. He wants her to. Yeah.
She said, "Boy, you're just trying to get rid of me," or something like that. And then you got to remember, I haven't seen this episode in at least 6 months. So.
That wasn't the highlight, though. The highlight's what's coming up.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
So they come in there and they're going to meet because they're supposed to have a meeting here, and they're supposed to do like this meeting, and he's David Vasquez, the assistant U.S. attorney. They want to talk to him about the shooting at Ava's house and the shooting at Tommy Buck's, and
In Miami.
Right. And then he says, "I'll give you a home court advantage. We'll do it here." And then he asks if he wants a FLEO lawyer, which is a federal law enforcement union lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh, no." And did you want one? And he's like, "I didn't think I needed one until he just said that." And so then they go and they start talking about what they're going to do.
Yep. And at this point, it seems to me like the ADA is being reasonable. Like, he's not trying to get him in trouble. Like, do you want a lawyer, dude? Like, he's not.
I don't think he dislikes Raylan particularly. I don't think he's out to get him. He's just trying to find out what the fuck is going on. Is this dude a problem, or is this like,
Right.
He's got a job to do.
Yeah, he's got a job to do, and he's like, we're going to look into it. And is this guy basically putting himself in situations where he has to shoot people?
Or is it just bad luck? Right. Yeah. I mean,
He is ringing up a good body count, though, so far.
Yeah. So they do that, and then they'll do it in his office. Yeah. And then he said, yeah, he turned around. This is right when he asked about the lawyer, and he said no, and he said, I didn't think I needed one until that. And so then they come in here, and this is a good part. So this has to do with
the husband.
Well, this isn't the husband yet. This has to do with, remember the list of names.
Got to remember, Jim. Not everybody's seen it all, so tell the people.
No, this is just about the stuff in the past. So this
Who's
is
the woman on the screen?
This is Winona. This is Raylan's ex-wife, and she had a couple episodes ago brought a list of names to Raylan to run, and one of the names on the list is in her house right now.
Right.
He's a security consultant,
Mm.
and so he's there to assess her security, but it looks like and feels like there's more to the story.
Well, he was a fucking freak, just to say.
Yeah,
He was
scary mother.
How do you like the guy, the character?
Mhm.
Is he-
I think he's
I've
is he
seen
gonna
him in
be-
other stuff. Yeah.
But I mean,
yeah.
how do you think? How do you think
He played it well. Well, he played it well
because he's going to be
Yeah,
in He's going to be in the show till the last episode.
No, you could tell.
Of
I
the
mean,
show.
he's going to be one of those guys that's
Yeah.
around.
He gets his character kind of grows and gets better.
I'm sure he's too good of an actor to not keep around too.
Yep.
Yeah, if he's willing to do the work and he's good at it, keep him around. And you could also tell,
Yeah.
not necessarily
his name
this
is Win
episode, but
Duffy.
the next episode is when they really found what's his name's real place in this show.
Yeah.
The one that we thought was going to get Boyd.
Yeah.
Next episode is where Boyd stands right the hell out to let you know he's here he's here, baby. But this guy here, yeah, he was great.
All right, I got to take this dog out, so talk amongst yourselves for a few minutes. She's being ignorant.
All right.
She doesn't respect my time.
Doesn't respect your authority.
Right.
So you said you did a show like years ago, Julio?
Yeah, it was like a kind of a wrestling-ish podcast, but we hardly ever talked about wrestling.
Oh, okay.
And I got the guy who played Captain Jellicoe on Next Generation to agree to come on the show. That's my point. Sometimes you reach out to people, not the main guys like Timothy Oliphant, but you never know.
You never know, dude.
Plus, especially since you split the Justified review up to be its own video, like that's something I can reply to, send to him. Like, hey, we're doing Justified. We like the show. Be cool if you, whatever. The worst fucking you can do is say no, right?
Right. That's, I mean, but it'd be cool
Which you
to
probably
see.
would.
It'd probably be, well, yeah, or he ignores you, right? But at the end of the day, it'd be super cool to have him or the other guy on here just talk about what they thought about it, the show. Did they have fun making the show?
Get the guy who plays Gutterfield, whatever, the sniper guy or something, like a bit
Blair.
When I was talking to Ronnie Cox is the guy's name who played Captain Jellicoe, also Dick Jones and RoboCop, like a great actor. When I was chatting with him, he's a musician too. So I was, I play guitar. I heard your songs. Maybe you come on, talk about your music. We can talk about the show. Just,
He really wants to talk about music though, doesn't he? Most musicians
Oh,
like
sure,
talking
of course.
about their music. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, but I mean, if somebody of that stature compared to me is going to come on my show, I'm going to be respectful and talk about what, they want to talk about.
What kind of music does he play?
He played bluegrass, like country stuff, like banjo.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect for Justified.
Actually, yeah. That's true. That is true.
That band that does a show music that Ethan's, he was on the stream the other night and he was telling us about the name of the band. They're really good, man. They're pretty wild.
Bit of a disagreement. The opening song is great. The guy who does the music for all the episodes is Steve Porcaro, who used to play for Toto. He wrote Hold the Line and all that shit.
Right.
What I don't like, the last couple episodes, it reminded me of The Blacklist. Have you ever watched The Blacklist?
Yeah. With the
one thing that always annoyed me about that show is it's a good show, and then the last 3 minutes of every show is some gay ass fucking music video with a song behind it, which annoyed me. And I think this show starts to get there, where at the end, when everything's getting resolved, you get this slow D minor.
No, I'm talking about the opening credit song.
No, that's a great song. Yeah,
that band is good. They're like a rapping bluegrass band.
That was back before that was a thing. Now country music, modern country music, it's a lot of hip hop in it.
I watched some of their videos the other day after Ethan said to check them out, and they're good. They're real good. Ethan, he's like, "You guys do Justified review shows?" We're like, "Yeah, have you watched it?" He goes, "Have I watched it? I love that show." It's like, well, we get Ethan on here one night for it.
Yeah, I talked to my son tonight about it. He's like, "Oh, I need to watch it." I'm like, "Well, come over. We'll watch." I just said it's a modern day cowboy story, is what it is.
Yeah. Well, Jim's taking out the dog. Retro Dice, how you doing, buddy? Win Duffy is awesome. All right,
Yeah.
so I got to call out Crazy Cat for his one of his $5 super chats.
Cool.
And we're going to play him his little video clip. Thank you, Crazy Cat. This is the first of 2 Crazy Cats sent so far tonight. All right. You back, Jim? Uh-oh. Did we lose Jim?
I think so. Looked like
He must be getting settled. You know.
Maybe.
Maybe he's giving his dog a treat. Because, you know, as soon as you take them out, they fucking drink water again and they eat. It's a repeat business thing.
So is that the new thing? Every $5 super chat, you're playing that little bit?
Yeah, it's cool, right? You don't like it?
It's not my channel. No. I mean, yeah, it's all right.
What would you play, Julio?
Nothing. I just read the super.
Aw.
That's just me. Because only because I watch channels who do it that get a lot of super chats, and at some point I'm like, all right.
Oh, well, if we
Get
get
it.
If we get a lot of super
As soon as I
chats,
sat
we'll
down,
have
my fucking
multiples.
doorbell rang.
We'll have multiple different ones, you know, like at different levels. I mean, but I'm never going to get that big, so it doesn't matter.
Never know. Never know.
Well, you never know. If we have Timothy Oliphant on here one night, imagine if imagine that conversation, Jim. We get Timothy
Dude, you know who
Oliphant on.
I would honestly, I don't know. I would rather have Walton Goggins on
Okay, beggars can't be choosers, dude.
because
You're gonna tell me,
you know what I mean, like Boyd. But I mean, just so much stuff that he's done with his career. to
well, how
different
about
shows.
Oliphant though? He's done quite a bit.
I know, but I don't know. I like. I don't know. I mean, I like. Well,
I think-
Boyd better.
You think Goggins would be a better conversation?
Sure, why not?
He might be an asshole in private.
Oh, it could be. They can all be assholes. I don't know.
Jim, I agree. I don't think this show would have the shelf life like it does
Without
Without
Boyd
Boyd Crowder.
Oh
Hate to see
no,
him
no,
go.
no! If they would have cut him after the first episode,
Right.
the season 1, maybe 2, it's over.
Agreed.
There's no doubt. That's what I said too. But imagine if you got one of those two, even Nick Cersei on here, and it's like a 2-week in advance notice. We're like, hey,
Mhm.
hey guys, we're gonna promote this one. That'll be fun.
Nick Cersei's bananas on Twitter too, by the way. He's great.
Well, he goes like I don't know. I actually
Yeah.
could probably I could probably get his contact information from E-Rock.
Okay.
Nick
'Cause he's been
Cersei.
on, he's been on Compound Media a few times.
Oh, okay.
Seriously. I think I don't know. Why not?
So I mean, maybe I could get him, somehow get a message.
So I guess Jim was serious about dieting. Dude hasn't eaten on stream in like a week.
It's still early.
I don't know where you've been. I eat. I just shut my camera off now because you got to pay if you want to see that. You got to subscribe. You got to
Support the
subscribe.
alliance.
You got to subscribe to my
OnlyFans.
not OnlyFans. I'm trying to think of a better name.
Alliance.
To my Only Spoons.
Yeah.
Jim, where's your Photoshop? Your Justified Photoshop that I thought it was amazing.
It's in. Oh, I got it here. Hold on.
I thought it was really funny.
Hold on. Let me get this video.
I didn't mean to
file.
derail you. But
No, you're fine. Let me see.
I thought it was good.
There it is. It's right there. Did you put this on your Rumble, Dave?
Yeah, I'm not playing it here because I don't trust the music.
The music will be fine. It's just the same song I used before. All you got to do is if they hit you, you just say no.
I don't own it though, and it's my stream.
No. It's free through Microsoft Clipchamp. If you have Microsoft
No.
Clipchamp, it's free. They have the license. That's what I'm saying. It's Microsoft Clipchamp. I have Microsoft Clipchamp.
right there. Easy.
Yeah, that's cool. That is cool.
I can't believe how much I look like I perfectly fit on Nick Cersei. Like, I'm like, fuck, that looks too good.
Oh yeah, this guy's always a dick when he's in shows too, man.
This guy?
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
always the asshole. So he's basically trying to pressure her, right?
No, he's trying to scare her because he's trying to scare her husband. So he
Now-
doesn't say he's just like he's trying to just. I don't even know. Is he trying to scare her, or maybe he just knows that it'll let her husband know that he was there and inside the house?
Dude, he's inside the house knowing he's not at home. He's already scared.
Oh yeah, because he makes a comment. He says, just by looking at your public calendar, I can find out that your thing got canceled today, so you're going to be home, and Gary is doing whatever, a showing or something, or at
Yes.
the gym, or so you would be here alone. And if I was a bad person,
Yeah. If I was a bad person. Yeah, that was creepy as hell.
and then she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm calling the police." She's like, "The police are just a cleanup service. They're not going to protect you or save you by the time they get here." No, it's not. And she goes, "Well, no." And she goes, "Why are you going to call the police?" He goes, "Because you won't leave." He's like, "You never asked me to leave." And I think she's like, "Get out." And he's like, "All right, goodbye. Please let Gary know that we were here." He's like,
Yeah.
Gary, know that we were.
Yeah, it was crazy.
The way he says, Gary. So yeah, so that happens. And then she throws the phone or something, and then so this guy comes in, and he's like complaining about wanting to take a shit and everything, and
Dude, this whole next 30 minutes, dude, basically with this guy is so good.
Yeah,
it is
great.
It is so good. Not Oliphant, not anybody else, but him.
This guy.
Yeah.
He was great.
Yeah, it makes you kind of pissed that they wasted him on this role.
Mm.
Like, he would have been better in season 2 as one of the Bennetts, maybe.
I don't know, man.
Yep.
I don't
Well,
care.
you haven't
what
seen
they-
season 2 yet, so I'm talking
Right.
about Julio, just like, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
as maybe what's the brother who's the Sheriff Bennett.
Ugh.
I mean, he was a good guy. He was good at the role, but I mean, he would have been better, maybe, or maybe Coover.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
I can see
Dickie's
it.
perfect, but I
He's-
don't know.
He's too good of an actor to throw away on a
On one
One
show,
shot
on
episode,
one
right?
shot, yeah. Like he would have been better as a, because there's other characters, there's other people that were from Deadwood that came on that got a lot longer. Yeah, he just wanted some fried chicken.
Did he go do something else
me too.
after this?
I don't know. He's been in other stuff. What has he been in? He's played like a. Usually plays a weird dude in whatever he's in.
This was the era of TV where everybody has like a million TV credits.
Yeah.
Like one episode here, one episode here.
Yeah.
I think he's like that.
So yeah, so then said Raylan and Art are talking, and he's telling him just stick to the facts. Like he said something like, "Would you have sat down if he wasn't alone?" And he said no, or something. No, I wouldn't. Or he was alone. He's like, well, but would you? I don't know what I would have done. See, you can't answer that because then if you wouldn't have sat down because he wasn't alone, then that means you went there with the intention of shooting him. He's like, just stick to the facts. And Raylan does, just the facts, man. Yeah. And then I think he says something like, this Vasquez may be all right. We don't know. He might be, just looking to burn your ass.
Well,
I don't know what that means, Retro Dice.
what do you say?
Him into giving you no choice.
You cornered him into giving you no choice. Some of it, I love it, but I don't like this. I want to be the runner. I don't know what that means.
In a nutshell, Art Mullen's trying to tell him, don't give more than you have to this
The
guy.
fact that all these people saw him go for his piece.
Yeah, so yeah, stick to the facts. That all the people saw him go for his gun, and you had no choice and stuff. Okay, so then this is right where it seems that the guy that
The prisoner.
the prisoner, I can't think of his name right now.
Doesn't matter.
Had a shiv up his ass and decided to take the guards prisoner, and he's very upset because he thought that he would at least get to, he wasn't worried about how his motions, hearing, or whatever. He was doing something with the court to try to get a new hearing or something go on. He knew how it was going to turn out, but at least he thought he was going to be able to get to see a nice sights, and get a
Well,
nice
that's
view
late.
and
That happens. He talks about that later.
right. Well, I'm just kind of
yeah,
giving a rundown.
yeah. Right.
His name's Cal.
Cal Wallace.
Wallace.
Yeah, Cal Wallace, a known piece of shit or whatever troublemaker prisoner that they all seem to know about, which I guess they don't have that many people in federal custody that these people all know who the troublemakers are. So there's a good exchange here where Art tells everybody to put their guns down, and then there's an exchange where he says Art says something to him like they want to try to resolve this so nobody gets hurt, and then he says, I'm not going to talk to you. I don't like boss men or boss mans or something. I'll talk to him, Raylan, because he looks like he will bullshit me. And then he says something to Raylan about, you know, they sent you in to ghost, or no, they sent you in here to ghost me or something. You the shooter? And he says, you know, somebody said, Chief's a pretty good shot himself. And he goes, yeah, but you're better. Raylan goes, yep. And then Art's like, seriously? You're going to fucking say that? The look on his face is just like, seriously?
Calling out my shooting abilities to the criminals.
Oh, Retro Dice, you're not going to ruin the show for me. I've seen this show at least 15 times in its entirety, at least. So I haven't watched. Dave is watching it for the first time. Julio's seen it before. So Dave's watching it. We do reviews. I am not watching it, and I'm just going off my memory.
See, kids, if you retire at 40, you can watch TV shows 15 times.
If they're good.
If they're good. Yeah. So that happens. And then, yeah. Right here.
Good shot himself.
Yes, he's a pretty good shot himself. And then Art will
You're
give
better.
him, you're better.
Yep.
Now look. What? You seriously going to do that to me?
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. And so then he tells him, you're like, here, you stay, you know, he tells him, if you get a clean shot, take it. And then Raylan looks over to Vasquez and he said, don't you look at that little son of a bitch. You listen to me. I'll handle him. You get a clean shot, you take it. And then Art goes and talks to Vasquez and tells him, you know, he's like, somebody goes, no. And he tells him, no, you stay here. I want you to know that I told Raylan if he gets a shot to take it. It came from me. It's my orders. And he's like, what, you think I care? He's like, well, you care about Tommy Bucks. And he's like, or he says, you think I give a shit about a piece of shit like Cal Wallace? He's like, well, you give a shit about a piece of shit like Tommy Bucks. He's like, I don't give a shit about Tommy Bucks, but the situation didn't give you pause? Is that pretty much what happened?
Yep.
Yep.
This is where, Dave, I mentioned before the show that I kind of got annoyed. They have a sniper. What's his name? Gutterfeld.
Yeah, but that's with a rifle. He's a sniper with a. Oh, but you know what? I don't want to get into that because he's a pretty damn good shot with the pistol too. But we won't get into that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. I like that character. He's my favorite.
Great,
like,
man. Yeah,
side
he's great.
character.
Yeah, he's.
He hasn't done anything yet.
Oh,
He's got a little backstory. Yeah,
he's got a great backstory and stuff, and it all gets, you know. I can't remember. Was that season 2? With the pregnant chick?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, he's like, you listen to me.
Just to be clear, Deputy Gibbons is going to try to talk Wallace out of there. But if he's not successful,
All right, pause it, God damn it.
I told him to shoot him.
Jesus Christ. 10 words and if God damn.
Well, actually, that time, the thing that they hit us for, if you look at it, if you actually look at it, I was pausing it every couple seconds and we were talking.
I get it.
I don't get
dude.
it. I don't
Transformative content.
And then he's like, hey, shooter, come here. I need to talk to you or something.
Look at that big fat head. Clear shot for a sniper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is
after-
right. Yeah, then
especially after-
he sees Vasquez and he says something to him about like, who's that? Some kind of super boss man? And he's like, man,
Oh,
you
yeah.
scope everything out, don't you? He's like, yeah, I noticed he wasn't here when these hacks dragged me into the shitter. And
It's so funny.
what? And then he does something. I think is this where Raylan puts the gun away and says, the exercise here is everybody lives. And he's like, you really think you're gonna be able to talk me out? Or does he first say, no, wait, he first says to Raylan something about like, do you think you can get me on a quick draw through a closed door? And Raylan says, if it was easy, anybody could do it.
Yeah.
And then he said that, and then he puts his gun away and says, the object here is everybody lives.
Which is very unusual for Raylan, right?
Right. It's like
Yeah.
I think Raylan's trying to prove something to maybe the
Mhm.
AUSA. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking too. Yep.
Oh, there was also an exchange here where Raylan says something like, you know, I think my odds are about 50-50 of getting you before you shiv one of these guys the way you're dragging them around. And
I don't know.
I don't know if this was this part or, and then Tim's putting in the things so they can watch them. And it's weird how he seems to know everything they're doing. Like he'll
Well,
say
he's-
something like, you know, what, we've got about 15 minutes for the attack team arrives. He's like, oh,
Well, he said it wasn't the first time he's been through this, though, right?
Right.
Because he said, "I've got 3 life sentences. They're sending me to Supermax. What the fuck
Right.
do I have to lose?" Right?
And then I think, is this where he says something about, like, you got a camera in here? And Raylan goes, you think I would tell you if we did? He's like, well, what do you want? And then, oh yeah, Rachel says,
That would be a good idea, Red Scorpion. Have AI say it.
Pretty good idea.
so this is Rachel showing him the tattoo on his stomach, which says Simone.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it's got to be someone important to him for some prominent place. Maybe it's a girlfriend or something. And so then Raylan goes to talk to him about it, and he tells him that it's his daughter.
Oh, he's
He hasn't
listening
seen
and
her.
listening and listening, and he's saying, "Yeah, it's my daughter." You know,
Yeah.
I haven't seen her.
And he's like,
She's
when's the last time
15.
you seen her? Yeah, can you make that? Can you really do that? Could you get her to see me? And then he like almost immediately starts laughing and goes, "That
I mean, they ain't got no kids.
yeah, they ain't got no kids. What are you talking about? That's David Simone. He was my first. Can't remember when he said. I got him when I was 20 something maybe, or leader of some kind of what was he? Leader of the something MC.
Yeah, some motorcycle club.
Some
But then he tells a
motorcycle
story
club.
later that goes like he's bullshit. Basically.
No, because the story
No.
later is that the guy held on. That sumbitch held on.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not the first guy he killed. The first guy he killed
He's not
was-
the greatest conversationalist, though.
That's right.
I brained him with a chain.
And when I say brain, I mean brained.
I saw brains coming out his head. Yeah, so this is good. He's like, the way he comes out, like, all like, oh man, could you really get her? Could you? And this is where he tells him. And then this guy's sitting here, and then,
He says, "Could you really get her?" Yeah.
you know, and then this is like, you know, what do you get? And then Raylan's like, you got to talk to me. You got to give me something, Wallace. You got to tell me something that, you know, what can I
What are you
get for the
trying to get
man
out of
who-
this?
Yeah, what
Yeah,
can I
what do
get
you-
for the man who? And then he tells this whole story about when they did you dirty like they've done me. When they lock you down and they keep rattling the things to wake you up, and they bake you juke cakes. You know what juke cakes is, Shooter? He goes, that's when they take your dinner and they grind it up in a blender and they put it in a pan and they burn it black in the oven, and then they give it to you, and then I eat it like it's Prince's Hot from from Nashville. Good.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to stab the guard when Raylan told him he had better fried chicken in Miami. I thought that would trigger.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then he's like, I find it hard to believe you can get fried chicken any place with crab in the name.
No, Raylan also said it sucks when the best food you get that you want to eat, you know,
he says,
in Miami.
yeah, isn't it terrible? I'm a Kentucky boy and I got to go all the way down to Miami to get my favorite.
Mhm.
You know. And so then they come and talk, and Raylan tells him, I think if I could get him some chicken, I could get him to come out. And he's like, you think chicken's going to bring him out of there? He goes, yeah, you know, just give him something to make him think he's human, and then we can talk like humans, or makes him, you know, gives him a way to get out of this without, you know, having to
Losing
lose
face.
you
Right.
know. And then you know, and then they say something about the conditions, and then the AUSA goes, yeah, well, he's an asshole. It's a cycle. Once it starts, they're going to treat you like an asshole. And then he's like, well, here, he gives him some money to go get the chicken, and he sent Tim to go get the chicken.
That's a
And,
cute little scene.
No, but you're forgetting a crucial part here.
What?
The fucking locals are coming because the feds are an hour and a half away.
Oh yeah, the feds are. Yeah, the feds. The SOT team from
Right.
or wherever, it won't be there for an hour, so they called in Lexington locals, and then Raylan said, "You know how that's going to go if they show up. There's only one way this ends. They come in." He's like, "We need to do this before."
And who knew it before they did? the guy with the shiv.
Yeah.
And he goes, "I'll be here about 15 minutes, right?" He knew everything.
He's been through it
His
before.
this ain't his first rodeo for sure.
Right.
Yeah. He's like, and then
No
they,
chance this ends without anyone getting dead.
yeah. Yep. So he says, okay. And even the,
Well, you got 15 minutes.
and of course it was
Is there
down
any
to
way
the
we can
last
get some
second.
fried chicken up here?
Fried chicken.
Yeah, fried chicken.
Oh, what?
Hot, spicy.
Well, he
You
didn't even
think
say
spicy
that.
fried chicken's gonna bring him out of there?
I like they sent my boy out to get it.
Yeah.
Go get some fried chicken.
And I like how he gets it too. He's just like,
That's
"Fuck
great.
you, I'm taking it.
That's a great little.
Here's the
Yeah.
money. If it's not enough, let the Marshal Service know. The Marshal Service thanks you for your service."
Well, weird thing is though,
Why was the chicken place closing so early? I didn't
it's
get
like
that
11
either.
o'clock in the morning. What the fuck are we doing here, man?
Yeah,
This is
it
a
was
morning
weird.
meeting.
I already shut
Yeah.
the fryers off. It just didn't make a little sense. Like maybe the timing is fucked up.
Or maybe they're like a good barbecue joint. They only serve what they got for the day.
There is
Right?
a weird place down here that sells like breaded steak sandwiches, like Ricco
Mm-hmm.
Betty's. It's like a Ricco Betty's breaded steak and meatballs and beef, Chicago style beef, Italian beef sandwiches. It's only open from 11 to 3.
And they make money hand over
I don't
fist.
get it. I'm like, what? And they're like, no, we're fine. We're good.
Yeah.
Just lunch.
Dude.
That's it.
Lunch
We
crap.
don't need we don't need to be here late night with a fucking bunch of employees. You know, we work our 4 hours, make it. They probably got people in line for 4 hours, right?
It is right next door to a strip club, so I have a feeling maybe they're laundering money for the strip club or something. Like,
It works too.
Allegedly.
I don't know. Well, I'm just saying. I'm not naming names of anything or anything. I'm just saying. I'm like, this is odd that it's right next to the strip club and it's only open 4 hours a day and it's cash only. It's kind of weird.
Hmm.
But then again, Johnny's in Chicago, Elmwood Park. is-
Only takes
Cash only.
cash.
Yeah, but they definitely are long.
Cash only is a red flag.
Yeah.
No, not true. Because in Ottawa, Illinois, there's a couple pizza places. Same thing, man. And and then a lot of places prefer cash and tell you on the fucking door you will be charged 3 to 5% extra if you pull out your credit card.
Well,
Well,
there's,
they-
actually, there's a lot of pizza places in Chicago that were cash only when they were family businesses, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah, well, that's different. I'm talking in Ottawa, Illinois. This is Biaggi's Pizza.
Biaggi's
Sam's-
Pizza.
And Sam's Pizza, cash only, no credit cards, man. They do not want that.
They don't want
don't
to pay the transaction fee.
They don't like the fees.
Spicy.
You think spicy fried chicken is going to bring him out of there?
It might.
Yeah. Cash only's no, the food's actually good though, Elemental. At all these places where it's cash only, it's fucking delicious. Johnny's beef, I haven't been there, but Jim says it's the best in Chicago.
It is. It's hands down the best. I mean, the sausage that they make it, they char it on actual charcoal. They have charcoal pits that they char it on, and then they soak it in the au jus. And so, man, it is so fucking good.
Let's get a sponsorship, Dave, from Johnny's Beef. ETM
Yeah,
reviews.
They don't
Brought
need
to
any
you by
fucking
Johnny's
sponsors.
Beef.
That place is always crowded.
There's like even their pictures on Google show the line just forever. They say you go to the window at 11. There's already people waiting, and they're open from 11 to
Yeah,
what?
but they're
3,
fast.
Jim?
I mean, you're like, yeah, you're. It's fast. You go boom, boom, you're in, out, in, out, in, out. You know what I mean? Like they're moving.
Yeah, well, they got like 2 choices, right?
Well,
A
you got
combo
beef
or a
sausage,
beef.
combo or a beef, pretty much. That's it. And then,
Right.
well, except on Fridays they have the pepper and eggs.
Oh,
And they probably serve fries or some bullshit, right?
killing me.
Honestly, I don't know if they sell fries.
Probably not, because they're so fast to get all the beef out the door. Yeah.
You know, I think they also sell Italian ice.
Yeah, they do have ice. Yeah, they have ice. For sure.
So let's see what's he.
To shell it.
Tim, go.
Tim, go get it.
Tim?
And then he asks Tim for some money, and of course the lawyer pulls out a 50 or 100 or something.
Okay. Like that's a big deal. Like
That's actually a good little catch, though. I would agree. Jim.
So
Like the
there's
top
nothing
dog
else
has
to
the
do?
biggest bill.
Probably not.
Oh yeah, this is. Let's let me go back a second because I like this right here. I want to get this.
Well, true, he's a violent asshole. You start a cycle, it's hard to stop.
He's a violent ass. It's probably true. He's a violent asshole. You start a cycle, it's hard to stop. Like, so there's nothing your office can do about it, right? Nah,
No.
no.
What am I gonna do to improve his conditions? Like he's in fucking federal prison, dude.
Oh, and this is good. He tells them, he goes, you know, oh, for what it's worth, if you got to put him down, nobody from my office is gonna second guess you. And he goes, time out on everything else. So like we're calling time out on all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So you do what you got to do here, and we'll get back to what I want to fuck you with. No, Aju, A-U-J-U-I-S, Aju. No, not Jews. Jesus Christ.
Dave, your channel's fucked. You're talking about Aju.
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 Aju. Okay, and so he comes and looks and sees Rachel, and then he comes to talk to him here. And then he tells him, you know, all this. What does he say?
Fucking
all
red
this talk.
scorpion.
I can't remember what.
Chicken. Fried chicken?
Oh, wait, okay. He starts right in and tells him, yeah, all this talk about chicken, I got hungry. I sent somebody out to get some fried chicken. There's chicken. He goes, man, I'd have liked to see the look on your boss's face when you sent out for lunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he tells him, no, you can have some with me, you know, right here. We'll sit and eat like humans. And
Then he also says, I'll come back with you every day and have
yeah, I'll come
lunch
back
with you.
I think that's later when he's got the chicken. He tells him, we could have chicken or whatever you want. We'll sit here and talk like humans. You know, so okay, so here now we're at the house with Gary,
Gary and my wife.
but
I
no,
mean, Natalie Zaya are in the
she's,
kitchen.
I think she's a smoke show person.
She's insanely hot. I agree.
Yeah,
Let's get her on the show. That'd go well.
yeah. Hi.
Nah.
Yeah. Anyway, and so he's like, wait, here? Someone came here? What? Oh, it's probably a scam. They're trying to like get us to get something and whatever. And she's like, well, all that would, seem true, but the fact that you're not worried about me means you know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because you would be worried that there was a man in our house. And I know because that name, I had Raylan run that name. And then he gets all offended and says something about like, oh, Miss Marshall looking into me. I'm going to go stay at the gym or something.
You mean the guy that came and threatened me at my work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he came to threaten me or something at my work.
Well, he was right.
Was here to assess our personal security situation.
Yeah, our personal security situation? Huh. So it was like a scam. Which maybe and he tries to cover it up. Well, maybe he found this stuff out by going through our garbage, getting check stubs, and trying to just keep lying instead of just going, oh, fuck, I fucked up.
Or
I'm in a bad situation. Like, wouldn't you maybe tell you might want to tell your wife, like, hey, we got a problem. Maybe keep a gun on you.
Yeah.
Or
he's doubling down on the wrong hand.
If he's trying to lie, the simple answer is, fuck, I forgot to tell you he was coming today.
Yeah, that would have been the perfect thing. Oh, shit, I forgot to tell you he was supposed to come today.
God damn it. That's why I'm not worried, because I know who it is.
Yeah.
Set up an appointment, and I forgot to tell you. I thought you were going to be out today.
Oh, this looks good.
Security consultant thing on the fly.
Oh, yeah, it was probably a burglar that thought up the security consultant thing on the fly. And, she's like, what? He didn't look like no burglar. He was wearing a suit and tie.
Yeah. I didn't know all my information.
Yeah.
How long are you planning to keep going with this?
How long you plan to keep lying?
Pay stubs or whatever.
Yeah, you got it from pay stubs.
But
Happened to me.
Is that what this is about?
Is that what this is about?
Yeah, it is.
You think I don't care what happens to you?
No, she knows you care, but you're not worried because you know he wasn't there for her. He was there for you.
Jesus Christ. Well, I guess the third degree is what I deserve from marrying a Marshall's wife.
You know why?
He wasn't.
That
there
was
for me.
lame.
Yeah.
That was lame, dude. That's
Yeah.
not even a marshal's wife.
Yeah.
You're a bad liar, dude.
Yeah. Oh, so here's the chicken dude. Who's like
Mhm.
Zippy's
Yeah.
chicken, and I think Zippy's chicken is in this show a couple times, if I remember correctly, for some reason. Like,
Well, they made the
Zippy's chicken-
T-shirts. Might as
Yeah,
well
like
use them
Zippy's
again.
Chicken is just like different things. There's people getting chicken several times in the show.
Why
What do
not?
you want? What do you want, Daddy? Fried chicken? Yeah, chicken sounds good. No coleslaw. Get
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
No coleslaw. Fuck them coleslaw.
That doesn't pay for it. Send it in.
Oh wait, let's see. Here's the good part. Let's rewind this real quick because this is a good section.
24 pieces of spices you got. We're closed. All right, I'm a deputy U.S. Marshal. Ordering you to get me some chicken.
I shut down
What's
the broiler.
that?
That's the
Yeah,
last
pause
order
it,
for the-
dude.
Yeah, that's the last chicken I got.
He's commandeering a car with his badge.
But see, like it's right. Like if this is lunchtime, why the fuck would the chicken place be closed?
Yeah, this makes no sense. This makes no sense at all.
I guess it's just for added thing in the story to say he had a requisition the chicken.
No, dude, that they didn't need to do that. They could have made this. Would have been better is if I guess I had to get the ADA in there for a reason. But it could have been Raylan was out working a case all day. He had to put the 80 off till like 6 o'clock. This transfer is happening at night to the next prison for this guy. Then it would have made more sense if the chicken place is closed. Small town Kentucky, restaurants close at 7 o'clock or whatever. And then what? But this is lunch fucking time. They've made it clear many times. This is lunchtime. It's kind of a dumb thing.
Yeah.
And I bet they only take cash.
Like hell you will.
Like hell you will. What about my customer?
Can you imagine Mahler and the EFAP crew talking about this show? They would go on for 2 hours about the restaurant being closed at lunchtime.
I'm officially requisitioning this chicken.
Yeah. I know they had to give him a role.
That doesn't pay
I know
for
they
it.
did.
Send an invoice to the courthouse.
What do
But
I
he
tell the
What do I tell the customers?
He could have did it at night.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, because
same
it kind of
scene.
looks like, if you look, it looks like it's night out.
It's not. We know it's not.
I know it's not, but I'm saying if you look, it looks like it's night out through that shade. So I don't know if maybe something got fucked up. Maybe, I don't know, when they were editing or when they did something maybe got changed and they just left it.
Maybe, but
customer?
You tell them the U.S. Marshal Service is grateful for their patriotism.
So yeah, grateful for their patriotism.
corny
Nice little
line.
comedy bit in the middle of the show, a little levity.
Yeah.
See now, you can tell it's light out here. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. I don't know. This chicken place is closed that early? Maybe it's a holiday. It can't be like Sunday because they wouldn't be in there. Now he got me all fucked up about the chicken place. Now,
Get that guy on the show. We'll ask him.
My whole opinion of the show changed. Now it sucks. Worst fucking show ever. Jesus Christ.
Dude, that's a dumb thing. Come on,
Well,
dude.
first it was the fucking dirty feet. Then it was the big calves.
That's you.
Then it was the fucking knee pads. Now it's this chicken place. But see, there could be all these problems. It could still be a great fucking show.
2 out of
Amazing
10.
how that happens, huh? Amazing.
I would
Now you
still
can-
give this episode a 9.5 out of 10.
I would give it that for sure, mainly because of the guy playing the bad guy.
Right. Yes.
You're actually sympathetic a little bit towards him, even though and not because he's just
No, I got you.
Well,
I'm
the way
already in
this-
prison, but I'm in prison. Leave me the fuck alone.
He just wants a piece of fucking chicken, for fuck's sake.
I know.
He hasn't had a
I
good
want-
piece of chicken for.
I want to be a human.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to get into what happens when the episode ends, but the end of this episode is like, boom.
This is
Like,
one of the episodes where
oh.
everything starts to come together. All the
Yeah.
threads, Miami, the all.
Yeah. So the SWAT team's coming in now as they're
SWAT team's
counting
coming
down
in
the
now.
clock.
Yeah. And then something happens. Oh yeah, they tell him, "Can't you give me some more time? I got some chicken coming in. I think it's gonna get him out." And then these guys say the
Think
same
chicken's
thing.
something?
You think there's like this man walked around all day with a shiv up his ass? You think chicken's gonna bring him out of there? And then, fuck. I'll be right back. My phone's ringing.
I'd be pissed too. You get all suited up, gunned up. You're the whatever the TAC team, is that what they're called? And you roll in there, and then the chief goes, "Well, hold up, we got fried chicken coming." Like, really? Really?
Okay. But if I'm the tactical team, what that means is we're actually having a conversation to drop this thing down to you having to use force. Because you know what I'm saying? Like they're talking to the guy. It's not like he's just not listening to anything Raylan has to say. He's actually talking to the guy. And you know, the only reason you're fucking here, guys, is because the feds couldn't get here quicker.
Mm.
You know, you're our secondary choice. You know, and again, the cop's going to do what the cop's going to do at the end of the standoff or whatever. That's fine.
Yep.
But so Red Scorpion chicken in Kentucky, that shit is open on holidays. Fried chicken is a state food, but in Kentucky, where all the best fried chicken comes from, the little old black grandmas that work in the Piggly Wiggly. Oh man, I miss my grandma's fried chicken. I ain't never had fried chicken that good. Now I did go to Nashville last year, and that's the first time I ever had that hot chicken.
Good.
Oh man, it will light you up though. Nashville hot is Nashville hot. It's hot, dude. It's so hot. Like I know there's degrees of it, and I didn't even go like to the nth degree. But you ever eat something that's so hot that you can't enjoy it anymore because you can't taste it? It's just hot.
It just tastes hot.
Yeah. Well, that's not food anymore. That's just tasting a sauce.
Yeah.
Phone bitch.
What happened?
Oh, that's my son fucking calling me in.
Yeah. So if I've had that.
My chicken was on its way. My Prince's Hot Nashville. Hattie B's is also pretty good.
Well, Chicago's is Harold's, right? They love
Harold's,
Harold's fried chicken.
It's it's a thing. It's good, but like if you go to Harold's and you get barbecue chicken, it's fried chicken with barbecue sauce on it.
I don't go to Harold's Chicken. I don't eat a lot of fried chicken in restaurants at all. It's not my thing. No, I just told Julio when I was in Nashville last year, I did try the Nashville hot chicken. Holy God. That shit's hot. So
I should go there. My daughter lives 30 minutes away from there. I go visit her. I never go to Nashville. I just hang out with my daughter in her town.
Now, I will tell you though, if you've never
I'm going to Chattanooga in October.
No shit.
To that Comic-Con. If you want to go down there to that, we'll hook up with Salty at his booth and hang out and go. Maybe we could
a fun little road trip.
We could go to Nashville that Saturday night.
Yeah.
I would just say, I give a warning. If you've never had Prince's, don't get the hot right away to start with. Start off with the mild and work.
No, dude, I just told you that there's varying degrees of Nashville hot. I didn't even go hot, and it was so hot I couldn't enjoy the chicken because you don't taste the chicken anymore.
No, that's
all
what I'm saying. Like
hot.
you have to, depending on your taste, what you are like. If you're like, oh, I like hot stuff, so I'm going to get
I love hot.
I'm going to get the hot, not the super hot or the fire or whatever it is, or there's like several levels.
Hot is
it'll
hot.
get to the point where it will fuck you up, like your taste buds in your mouth. Like it's one of the things where you got to work your way up to like, oh, I can eat this, otherwise, ooh, buddy.
It's like it's hot. It's hotter than habanero. It's
it's not
hot,
like,
dude.
It's not like Hooters where you get like hot from Hooters and it's like just oh, I can eat this is really good. It's hot, or whatever. Or like the 3 Mile Island from Hooters. It's like, oh yeah, this is hot. No, the fucking mild at Princess is like 3 Mile Island at fucking Hooters.
Yes, it's crazy. But the best part is the chicken is fucking good too.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah.
Which, to your point, Dave, why would you want to dump level 10 hot sauce on good tasting chicken? You want to taste the chicken.
Well, like I went to this beef place last week called Pete's, and you always get the hot jardinera on it, right, Jim? Always. theirs was delicious because it was not hot in my mouth until I finished the sandwich. And then I get done, and then that heat just has built up, but I could still taste my food the whole time I was eating with. You're like, oh, this is how you want it, man. You want that flavor along with that heat still in your brain for about at least 10, 15 minutes after you're done, because it was good.
Yeah, it's like flaming hot Cheetos. They're not hot while you're eating them. It's when you stop eating them that they get hot.
I do like that our streams always wind up in food talk at some point for 10 minutes. So
you know what I had this weekend? I had flaming hot cage. No, I had what was it? Nashville hot Cajun Fritos. Oh, that bag was gone in about 2 days. Only because I couldn't eat them all at once. It gets too hot after a while.
Yeah, so there's this whole scene here now with these guys. They talk some about, like, you know, the Israelis don't even wait before they go in or go tactical.
Before they get
and then
they don't negotiate anymore. Yeah.
And the AUSA says something about, you know, wait, you can't give him an extra 10 minutes or something like that. And then he starts making a phone call saying, see if you can find me anything on the
case
SWAT,
yeah,
you know, whatever. And, you know, basically to hold over their head, like, I don't remember, like, I think later on he says something that he told the guy, because they say, what did you say to that guy? And he says, I told him.
He never says it
I never
here.
heard it. Yeah, I never.
He never
heard
said
it
it here.
Show. So I wonder if that got edited out, because he said, because
Oh,
Art says, Art
Well,
says to the guy, what did you say to that asshole?
Well, he might have said it to another guy that was in the background with him, or he was on the phone.
There was a scene. There's a scene. It's later where the guy says to them, because they offer him a drink, and he says, "No, I don't need it. Whatever." He's like, "You know, I prefer." He said, "Thanks for giving me the time or not." And then he goes, "Well, your AUSA friend was very persuasive." And so maybe that's why. Maybe that's why he says, "What did you say to that asshole?" And he says, "You know, I just told him I hope the case against your department doesn't go federal." He said, "What case?" Because I don't know, but there's always some case.
There's always a case. Yeah, there's always a case. So they're still talking. He's looking all angry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The guy goes like, "You got like 5 minutes until my door kickers are set." And he's like, "You can do this." He goes, "Hey, if you want, we can pack up and get out of here, and you can handle this however you want."
Yeah, which I was telling Julio while you were gone, Jim. First of all, you're only here because the feds can't be here. You see, we're negotiating with the guy. Calm the fuck down. Give us our 10 minutes.
Yeah. All right. And then Tim shows up with the chicken, and they tell everybody, "Hold."
comes running.
But he also says, make sure you get the bourbon.
Oh yeah, he says, "Get the bourbon." He goes, "You didn't say a fucking thing about bourbon." He goes, "It's in Art's desk, top drawer, 2 glasses."
Yep.
And he starts eating the chicken. Now, this don't really look like fried chicken to me. Like, I guess it is, but it's not like deep fried chicken. It doesn't look like deep fried chicken.
And it don't look Nashville hot either.
No.
I hate this show now.
He tells him, "Oh, this chicken's really good. You want some?" He's like, "Oh, he probably ground up some tranquilizers in it." He goes, "God, I hope not."
God, I hope not.
He goes, "It's good. Nobody's trying to play you. The way this works is I give you a piece of chicken. You eat it. You come out here. These guys are going to come in. They're going to get you. They're going to rough you up a little bit. Can't be helped. But then we're going to sit down and eat." And this is where he goes through the whole thing about, "I'll buy you. And then every day you're here for your court hearings, I'll meet with you. We'll have lunch or dinner or whatever. And I'll get you
have chicken or whatever you want.
Whatever you want. We'll just sit and talk like human beings."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No one's trying to play you." And he goes, "You're going to want," and then he goes to hand him the chicken. And he's like, "Well, wait, let me get a paper towel because you're going to want something. So you don't want your hands touching meat where they've been. Because it's on that shib that was up his ass."
Right. Yeah.
And so he gives him the chicken.
I thought he said me, but I guess it was meat. I thought it was me.
And then he says something about like this, and he's like, it ain't Prince's, but it'll do in a pinch."
Yeah, right.
And he said something about, "I don't suppose I could get some of that bourbon." And he's like, "2 glasses aren't just for me." He goes, "Here." And he goes, "Well, doesn't that cool it down and warm it all up at the same time?" And so then he drinks it, and then he lets the guys go. They go in, they get him, bing, bang, boom. Then they start talking, and then Art's telling Raylan how happy he is that he was able to work this all out without a problem. And then Raylan's like, you know, my sole purpose was to prevent you from looking bad or to something like that. My sole purpose was to make you look good. Or he goes, I appreciate that. And then they decide that they're going to have their talk now.
Well, no. The ADA wanted to put it off. The ADA said
we don't have to do it. And Raylan says, no, let's just do it. Let's get right through it or something like that. I can't remember what he says. The phrase, you know, but best to get, you know, just get.
Let's get it over with.
Let's get it over with and do it.
Now,
you know, oh yeah, no, this is when the guys come in.
Well, but it's also, isn't this where the ADA says something about bourbon in the office, huh? He goes, I don't know where that came from.
Oh yeah, it must have been cleaning staff, and then about hopped up high school kids, hopped up high school kids, highway to hell or something.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
You know,
and then this guy walks in somewhat happy.
Somewhat happy. That's when they have the conversation about, like, you know, we prefer, and then he says something like, you know, I'm glad everything turned out the way it did, but, you know, next time
we want full control.
Yeah, if you just, and then Art says, if this happens, if there's a next time, that means I really suck at my job.
Mm-hmm. In other words, shut the fuck up, dude. You're in my house. Sorry.
Yeah. So they're talking about it, and they say just the facts, stick to the facts, don't know what ifs. You know, and then he does this thing, and he says, you know,
what is your relationship?
Something about initial post-shooting interview with Raylan Givens, ADA's attorney, whatever, and then Art Mullins present, and then, bam, he lays down pictures of Ava and Raylan together.
Well, he says, "What's your relationship with Ava?"
Yeah, and before he can answer, he lays the pictures down.
Well,
he could have been a dick about it.
He was struggling to answer.
Yeah.
He was struggling to answer the question, like, well, and then he goes, boom, 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 and then Raylan's like, oh shit.
Yeah, Raylan's like, where'd you get the pictures? They from Bo's attorney, Bo Crowder, his attorney. He's like, it doesn't matter. And he tells him, they're going to strongly imply that your relationship started with Ava before you came to Kentucky and before she shot her husband, and that this was all a plan and you've been working together basically. And he's like, that's bullshit. He's like, it doesn't matter. They're going to have to do it. And he's like, so you know what we're going to have to do now? We're going to have to let Boyd out of jail.
Yeah, right.
I like it. He was being friendly and supportive until it was time to do his job.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, you want to do it now? Fine. Here.
And then he's like, he's like, something about, can I give you a piece of advice? You know, do what you want to do, stay away, stay away from the girl, stay away from Boyd, stay away from both of them.
Yeah. He was actually giving him good advice.
Mm-hmm. The attorney's going to put together from these.
So in other words, Boyd's free because you fucked up.
Yeah.
Release him. Yes, because listen to me.
I do not have evidence of him actually committing a crime. The only evidence I have is from you and from her, who now is completely tainted because you're in a relationship together.
Yep.
Of Ava Crowder and the attempted murder of a federal officer.
Yep. He was
like,
he was right.
What's to stop them from saying that Boyd just didn't go over there for some fried chicken?
Well, here's the question though. Why is Boyd in prison then?
Well, because they charged him with attempted murder on.
But that you go to
Raylan.
county jail. You go to county jail till you get prosecuted.
Maybe it's a federal agent, attempted murder on a federal agent.
You still go to you don't go to a prison. I'm just asking. I thought he was prosecuted already. That's why he was in prison. I thought that's why it was. But do you understand what I'm saying?
It almost seems to me like that they go to a different, like, I don't know, maybe they have just one.
It's like a detention center.
A detention center maybe they have a federal detention center that you go to when you're awaiting federal charges. It's not
while your dad serving his time in that same detention center.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. All right,
that part doesn't. Like,
you're overthinking the show. This is Kentucky. They only have one jail.
Okay, all right. Next to the Piggly Wiggly
they only have one
Piggly Wiggly in the strip club.
Yes, okay, they have one strip club, one jail.
They have one set in California for a jail, and that's what they use to film it.
That he doesn't decide to sue.
Yeah.
Hope that Boyd doesn't decide to sue.
Well, dude,
Stay the hell away
if
from
he's
Boyd
if
Crowder.
he's already in federal fucking prison,
Stay away from her too.
Yeah, he tells him stay the hell away from Boyd Crowder. Stay the hell away from her too.
I mean, this guy's on point. Raylan Givens did fuck up.
And so here's
all
Raylan.
this shit.
Boyd,
This
here's
is
Boyd
great.
getting out of jail.
yeah. My welcome party. You my welcome
Me in the
party.
free society. That's awful wide of you, Raylan.
That's
Yeah.
why do you, Raylan?
Mhm.
Yep. Then
Oh.
Raylan said something about I'm not part of the white supremacy thing or something.
I thought you left all that master race bullshit behind you.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that doesn't mean anything. It's like, it's a black thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, while we're on the subject of your conversion,
Of your conversion. And I think Raylan talks to him about the dead guy. I think of Jared. Something about thinking of Jared's brains on the windshield.
Oh, the guy he
Think
shot
so.
from the back seat in
Yeah.
whatever the first episode or
again,
second.
Boyd Crowder allow himself to be released on
Yeah. Oh, the reformed. He says, how could a reformed religious Boyd Crowder allow himself to be released, knowing that he didn't pay for his crimes?
Okay. So again, he must have been prosecuted and they had to drop the charges after the prosecution. That's the only way this makes sense because he was actually given a term.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You gotta
they
suspect-
use that evidence to prosecute him already.
Yeah. So he maybe, who knows? Maybe he took a plea deal. Maybe he pled guilty instead of going to trial or something. I don't know.
Hmm.
But it didn't make sense because they said something about good witnesses. We
Well,
have
he
good
said
witnesses.
he said I can't prosecute with this information now because you two are tainted. You two are tainted witnesses.
Is it possible he was on parole?
Oh, I think that's what it was. Or maybe he went because he didn't even because the next episode is about him trying to get the other guy to. I was thinking about the fucking rocket launcher, maybe, but nope, because we know that's not the reason he's there.
Thank God this show was.
Well, I know in the beginning, like the first episode when they're talking about him, they say he went to Alderson. Like he stopped paying his taxes. We sent him to Alderson, and so maybe he was on parole from that.
He broke his parole by being in their house at least, so they could get him back in jail.
Something maybe I don't.
Yeah.
Or, well, he threatened him. He pointed a gun at Raylan. That's a crime. You can't point a gun.
He
at
might have been
somebody.
on probation. That's a good point. I'm sure he was on some sort of probation somewhere for something.
The one thing that I don't understand about this entire show, and I'm going to point out now, is that there's tons of people that they know are convicted felons that have guns. They just don't seem to care about that. And that's like a cut and dry federal charge that they could put on them at any time. Like, oh, you got a gun. You're a felon. Come with me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's like, wait.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, that's not just this. I'm saying going forward in the show, it's repeated. It's like,
Go for the easy one first, right? Let's get them locked up at least.
I'm
Even
glad
one
this show
episode-
was aired before online weaponized autism was a thing.
right. Well,
People
because
would
there's
tear
even one
this shit
episode,
apart.
like
Yeah.
I think season 3, where Raylan walks into a bar and Boyd is carrying a shotgun, has a gun here and another gun, and he's like, Raylan's like,
Yeah.
I'm taken aback by how armed you actually are. And Boyd
But I
goes,
don't think that's online autism, Julio. That's like a thing. You go, wait a minute, why is he in jail?
Well, but
It's-
you can go the old Star Trek. Well, wait a minute, you can't go faster than light speed. I mean, you got to.
well, but
Go with the flow a little
Raylan's like, oh my god, I can't. I'm
But
trying.
that's
to just
science
grasp
fiction.
exactly how armed you are, and then Boyd goes, well, I'm not armed per se. I'm just taking these legally acquired hunting implements out to the shed.
Right. I think he had to be. If he's on probation, that makes sense. 1,000%. Yeah.
Go forth in the land and spread his good word. The way
Oh,
He's
yeah.
telling Raylan
He's-
that he's, and actually, like, I am not. He possibly might be serious right now.
Mhm.
That he wants to be, like, I mean, honestly, going forward, many episodes, he's on this. I'm religious and I'm spreading the word of God. and I'm going to
I think
stop.
I think that was the second the one coming up right after this.
Yeah, you know, he's going forward, but I'm saying going forward for quite a while. He's doing
Right.
what he thinks God wants him to do.
I bet.
Which kind of makes him a psycho.
Yes.
Like, God's telling me what to do.
Well, I think the problem is he's crazy, so he thinks he's making God's decision for God.
Fair point.
Allowed you to be unleashed upon the world, like I'm the one who's going to find a way to put you back in a cage. Well, I hope.
Yeah, and Boyd is you know, it's wild. This is wild.
And then so he sees this, hello, Daddy.
Look at him with his big white teeth.
And then there's a scene here, which I'm going to try to see if I can get to it.
Thanks.
What's going to happen? Because what's going to happen the first time you see a bank with weak security and easy access routes? Are you going to be able to avoid the temptation? And then, hold on, let me back it up because there's something here I want to show. Like, watch when his dad pats his back.
Okay. Just mute it. That's music.
Watch when his dad pats his back. Ava's calling him right now, and he's just going to block the call. Come on. Show it. Did I miss it? I missed it.
Did you?
Maybe.
Oh, here you go. You can play the video without sound.
Watch this. Watch. See the dust come off the fucking jacket?
Yeah.
Where the fuck did all the dust come from?
Prison clothes. Prison clothes, man.
It's not like...
Oh, they're in plastic. They're in plastic, though, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, was he that fucking dirty when he got arrested? I don't get it.
Dirty feet, dirty clothes, man.
I mean, he wasn't working in a coal mine collecting coal dust. Like, that would make sense if he was in a coal mine with coal dust. Because
when he got arrested, he was in that house, right?
Yeah. Was it? Oh, you know what? That house was a fucking pigsty. Her dirty ass feet. There you go.
Right. I was gonna say.
What am I thinking?
Jeez.
What am I thinking?
Dirty feet, dirty jacket.
Yeah. So if Ava calls him, he ignores the call. All right. And then now we'll go to the next episode.
Was that it?
That's the end of that episode. Yeah. So then they go back. This is episode 9, Hatless, which I don't know. I can't remember exactly. Why is he suspended? Or why is he taking time off? Or he's on vacation. That's right.
He's on vacation. Yeah.
He's on vacation. All right.
He took a vacation and went fishing.
Went fishing. Did you bring your gun fishing? You didn't think Lexington PD was going to tell me about that shootout you were in, did you? I wasn't in a shootout. I was just
I was around one. I was near one. I forget what she's talking about here.
This is where she's coming in asking him to run the names. Yeah. And so it's like a rethink. So
it's a recap.
Drinking. It's a recap. He's at the bar drinking, and there's two guys talking shit about, like, oh, you know what it is about? I like dating chicks with kids. When you're done with her, you can always play with them. Like, what? That sounded creepy as fuck.
Well, that's very PDF shit, dude.
And
they think all hillbillies do that shit.
Yeah,
the writers take liberties with their weird stereotypes.
Oh shit! Should we do the other update?
We need to do the other update, and I need to do another thank you to Andrew for sending his $5. Please, guys. You got it pulled up, Jim? Here we go.
Yeah, I got it right here.
All right.
Good afternoon, folks. Over the last 4 years, we have periodically checked in on Earth's rotation speed. For those who are newer to the channel, Earth had been rotating slightly slower than 24 hours a day, slightly as in milliseconds slower, for the entire data record. But those milliseconds would add up over a year, multiple years, to where they would need to add a leap second due to the slower rotation. Between 1973 and 2016, 25 leap seconds were added to the clock. That's more than half the years, but 2016 was the last one, and it's looking like it's going to be a little while before the next one. Here's why. This chart shows the average day length compared to 24 hours over the full record of atomic clock time tracking of Earth's rotation. Above zero line means the day was lasting a few milliseconds longer than 24 hours, or rotating a bit slower than what would take 24 hours for a full rotation. On the right side of the chart, we see the numbers dip into the negative values for the first time, meaning that the average day was slightly less than 24 hours, or the Earth was spinning a tiny bit faster than it would take to go.
So you see, he's talking about the speed of the Earth spinning is changing because of the sun, is what he's proposing.
Oh.
So our days are long and short. I got to step out for 1 second. I'm going to let this play.
Okay.
24 hours for a full rotation.
I do
Now,
agree with your private chats
It
earlier,
is worth
Leo.
noting that before atomic clocks, these values could be estimated using stellar occultations, which you can see here. They seem to indicate that there is incredible variability on centennial timescales, but this suffers from two problems: earthly time tracking without atomic clocks and celestial motions being imperfect means we're not exactly sure how much we can trust these. Don't forget, the stars used for those occultations are moving relative to the sun and Earth too. In terms of high accuracy data, the time since 1973 is all we have, and it shows the Earth is speeding up its rotation. In 2020, Earth broke the record for the fastest rotation day, and did so several times. That record was matched in 2021, broken again in 2022, and after a slight slowdown in 2023, we have sped up back here in 2024 so far, including a new record fastest day. July 5th, we spun a full day in 1.66 milliseconds faster than 24 hours. Again, about 2 months ago, we had the fastest Earth rotation day ever recorded in the time of ultra-accurate data. In 2018, we had said that Earth speeding up its rotation was very possible due to the weakening of the magnetic field in this ongoing pole shift. It's not only happened, but it has kept happening. We shouldn't expect a linear progression, but it does oscillate a bit for several reasons, including solar activity, atmospheric tides, ocean motion, mantle activity, and more. But here we are again. Earth continues speeding up, and we've set the new record mark for fastest rotation day. The great Earth change of our time is near. The next age of Earth is coming. This is likely one of
If the Earth is spinning faster, that means our days are shorter, right?
Right.
So we're all getting older faster? Getting older. Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
What a
I
disaster.
didn't feel this old.
the hundred pieces of key evidence we'll continue
What
to
a
watch.
disaster.
Subscribe here for daily updates, and I'll see you in the morning for the daily show. Be safe, everyone.
All right, so I'm going to present something, okay, Jim?
Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
I just got to see something. I want to see what the hubbub's about.
With what?
Like, I don't give a fuck.
What's it called?
What's going on, Jim?
What's up, Matt?
So we're
How you
talking
doing?
about. I'm doing good. So we're talking about. We'll get to your shit later. We're just
There's no shit
going over.
between
What the hell kind of introduction is that? We'll get to your shit later. Like, you slacking piece of shit. You were nice.
And you,
we're
dude.
going over bookmarks and I don't have any intros, so this is what we do. We just go over bookmarks until we get to a decent crowd of people. You ever seen Alien?
The original Alien? Yes.
Actually, I'm sorry, Alien Resurrection.
That's the one with Winona Ryder, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I seen it.
It's been 25 years since it came out.
No shit.
Do you remember what you were doing at 25 years ago?
A lot of drugs.
High school, doing a lot of drugs.
Yeah, I'm trying to think where the fuck was that 25 years ago?
1999. Yeah, I was still in the service when I think we rented it.
Yeah,
You fucked them up. A lot of drugs. They were like, "What? Weren't you in the Navy then?"
No, not 99. 99, I was partying at raves and shit at all the clubs. And hanging
So
out,
you're
taking
already out of the
ecstasy.
Navy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. You did a 4-year stint.
6.
Oh, 18 to 24.
17.
Oh,
23.
okay.
When I was 17.
Oh boy. So, how much longer does Nicholas take to get here?
He jumps in pretty quick and then just like, I didn't, whatever.
It turns to hell.
No, it's fine. Like, but he just keeps like, no one knows who it is for a while. I knew who it was right away as soon as I heard his voice. I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
Oh, wasn't his name?
No, it said Liquid Matt.
Oh man. Oh man.
I saw it in the city. I was living in Manhattan, or I was living in Queens, and I saw it in the city. I was super excited because I had seen the French hit City of Lost
Did
Children.
you like Resurrection, Jim?
It was all right. I didn't like that she was like a clone and
Right.
The guy had done City of Lost Children, right? Like you're like, oh, this guy like fucking aliens, like fuck. He fucking made no God, maybe like GBH,
HGH, human growth hormone. It's the stuff that makes people's chins grow and it does.
So what is this about, Jim?
We were talking. This is something about robots and like these robot stuff, and then there's like, yeah, but these aren't really robots. These are or androids or whatever you want to call them, cyborgs. I don't know.
Okay.
It's just women that are dressing up to kind of. I said, oh, it's exactly like the first robot that they introduced back in the World's Fair back in like the 20s or whatever it was, where it was just a dude in a trash can.
Right.
It was all scam. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah.
Did you educate some people?
I don't know.
All right, this is gay.
Yeah, it was, I mean, there was nothing really.
God. Oh boy. You spent a lot of time on this. Weird robot shit.
What's the purpose of these robots?
They
need to have
right.
Look like
it now. Have you seen
I
where
mean,
they got?
it's possible they came up with some kind of. I mean, there's something. If you've seen any of the video from the like the Navy has put out of those, they're like
What is this, Jim?
something-
Tic Tacs.
What is this? Like animals attacking somebody?
I don't remember what it was exactly. We're talking about aliens and stuff, and
How long did you stay there? The whole show?
maybe I was there quite a while, a couple hours.
When do you sleep, Jim? During the day?
I don't. Why? Who sleeps? Sleep's overrated.
You're like, oh, just a couple hours because they went for almost 4.
Yeah, well, they were on for a while before I got on. I think.
No, they were on for 4 minutes before you got on.
Were they? I don't know. However long, I don't know. I was on for a while.
Because you live streamed on your own channel after this.
Yeah, me and Nicholas live streamed. Actually, it was a great live stream. And then Uncapped came on. We talked about a bunch of different conspiracy stuff. And,
Oh, great.
it was good.
Oh, great.
What?
Way to go. Ruin our theory show.
I sent you the fucking link. I sent Julio the link.
Dude, I told you I was hanging out with
I
the wife.
know. What do you want? I don't know.
ETM is 24/7.
Oh, feels like it this
Never
weekend
ends.
for sure. All right, that's gay. Let's get back to the good stuff.
I'm going to cut out Dave, Jim.
Oh, it's now
Gotta
he's
go
leaving.
load
You're
him
not
up.
going to do the other episode?
Oh, well, okay. I'll stick around then.
Yeah, we're done with Matt.
We're done. We're just doing another Justified episode.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to do 2 tonight.
All right.
So yeah, so they're in a bar, and these guys are being assholes, and then he tells them, "Could you just turn it down a little? I didn't order assholes with my whiskey." And then the guy takes offense and says something about, you know, whoa, what you seem very very angry or something. He's like, a little, you know, I'm meeting someone here, and then he's like, well, there's two of us and only one of you, and then he's like, I'm good with those odds if you are. So they go outside, and Raylan is at first.
I worked at a bar during my first divorce, and it was this bar.
You know, so they go outside, and Raylan starts starts getting ready to fight, and the guy says something like, "Oh, you better not call the law after we tune you up." And he says something about, "That's not what I would be worried about if I was you." And then he like kicks him in the shin or something, or the nuts, and hits him, and then starts beating the other guy. And then he's actually doing pretty good fighting the two guys until the one guy hits him with a 2x4.
I like that he got his ass kicked because he weighs about 130 pounds, and these two guys are.
No, I don't think he weighs 130 pounds. He probably weighs 175, 180.
I was being hyperbolic, but you get my point.
You know,
he looks like a featherweight.
This guy, who's a good character, comes out with the shotgun and racks the shotgun and says, "I think he's had about enough." And he's like, "I know you guys are good customers, and that's why I'm not pointing this at anyone in particular, but you can't beat the man to death." And they're like, "Well, we were just giving him what he's got coming." And then he says, "I think he's got that," and then more. And then the guy grabs him and calls him a faggot or something, and the other guy kicks him as he walks away, and then they take his hat. And then Raylan says, "I'm going to have that hat back."
Right.
Yeah. And then Winona comes running, and, "Oh my God, what happened?" And he tells her, "You were late."
God's name did you do?
Why are they meeting?
You're late. They're meeting at a bar. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense why they're meeting at a bar, because she wanted to tell him what happened, I guess, with Win Duffy, and
she got a phone. She's got a goddamn phone.
I don't think it was why they were meeting; it was where they were meeting. Is a little weird. Like, yeah, I'll talk to you about it. Why don't you come to this rundown redneck bar?
so then she comes in and she just starts taking care of him like nothing ever happened, like they're still in a happy relationship, and starts taking his clothes off and cleaning up his blood and everything, which, like, I probably would have wiped that shit off in the car. You know, like, take your shirt and just wipe it off your face. I don't know, while it's still wet, maybe. I don't know. Like,
well, he ain't no hurry to get rid of her. He's no hurry to get rid of her company.
Like, and if you look, like, he's trying to, like, he's acting like he can't get his shirt off himself. Like, "Oh, I can't get my shirt off. You need the help. And while you're at it, take your shirt off."
I think you're right, Dave. He's in no hurry to get rid of her company.
Exactly.
Perfectly.
And so then she tells him, you know, like, something about, there's like this whole thing about, you know, she says something to him about intuiting something, and then she said, "Well, why did you go talk to Gary after you told I came to see you?" And he's like, "Well, I intuited it. You know, we were married, Winona, for 6 years, and usually when you thought something, you were right. And so, you know, I just went and I figured you must be right about something, so I just went and talked to Gary." And then she said, "Oh, I don't need you. My marriage is enough problems as it is. I don't need you going back to talk to Gary." And he says, "No, now I'm going to go see Win Duffy." She's like, "Aren't you old enough? Aren't you too old to be getting into fights?" And he goes, "I'm definitely too old to be losing."
Yeah.
And so here's Gary going to visit his college buddy, whose name is, I think he's a football player. I think he's a linebacker or something.
He's an ex-Kentucky football player.
That went pro and got hurt, like was on the sidelines in the Super Bowl. So he's got a Super Bowl ring, and Gary's trying to get him to invest in his real estate thing he's got going on. He wants to build a bunch of, like, some kind of a shopping destination. It's going to have, like, it's all going to be outdoors, and then they're going to have heaters, and they're going to cover it, and they're going to have fake snow and sleighs with Santa Claus and everything, and it'll be this whole thing, like, beautiful.
Like a winter wonderland.
Yeah, winter wonderland that he's got planned.
His arc, Gary's arc in this show is pretty good. It's like a lesson, like, be good at what you're good at. Don't try to be good at what you're not good at.
I'll just say
He's trying to be a tough guy,
but his arc is rather a roller coaster.
This show.
Yes.
I'm saying.
Well, this episode, yes, it's an arc. This episode's an arc, but the show, it's a roller coaster.
Mm.
With a steep drop.
Yeah, I'm imagining so.
I'd have rather had the convict from the last episode be a recurring character than this guy, to be honest with you.
It's like, Gary, look who it is, Gary. Say hi to Mr. Gary. What the fuck is his name? Man.
It don't matter.
Anyway. And so they talk, and he tells him, no, I can't, show me the ring. And especially goes, and he's something about his first marriage, his alimony and stuff for his first marriage, and then the house and the wife and kids and everything, the private school. He doesn't have any money that he can't help them, but he says, I will, if these people are leaning on you, I can go help you, maybe push back a little on them. And he's like, no, I don't want to get you. No, I'd like to do it. I miss being that guy, whatever that guy is. I can't think of it.
He wants to be the tough guy again.
Yeah.
That he can't be anymore. He's like a Married with Children. He's trying to relive Polk High School touchdown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Al
there's
Bundy.
Raylan.
Yeah, Al Bundy.
This is a great scene. Raylan just comes in and asks, like, he says, oh, I need some help with security. As you can see, I'm all beat up. I need some help. And they're like, yeah, but who recommended you? And then he goes, wait, no, first he says something about, what do you guys do here exactly? I mean, other than the lead paint and the termites or dust mites, I don't know really what you do, security or something. And then the other guy tells him something. The man asked you to leave, and he said, oh, okay, I'm not looking to get another ass kicking. I'm just here to ask some questions. I just want to know, what's your relationship with Gary? And he said, maybe you should ask Gary. He said, I already tried that. And he said, well, maybe that should be your answer.
I like that they didn't reset Raylan's face across the episodes. He's still banged up.
Oh, yeah.
And that goes into the next episode too. He's still a little jacked up.
And then he leaves, and he said, all right, Mr. Gary, or whatever. And then Raylan goes, but just, one more thing before I go, like the Columbo. It's going to take me a day, maybe two, to put this all together. But if you or your buddy go near Gary or his wife, I'm going to come down here and rain holy hell down on all of you.
I thought Columbo too when he was walking out the door and turning around. I'm like, okay, Peter Falk.
Let's see. What the fuck?
Talk about that, but first I need to know who you are and who referred you.
Oh, I'm Raylan. And I was referred to by a friend of mine, a guy named Gary Hawkins. Well, what do you guys do here then? It's hard to tell looking around. All I really see is lead paint and dust mites.
Dust mites.
Yeah, this guy is like a boxer or something.
He's pretty good in the episode, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's pretty good. I kind of was sad to.
Yeah.
Peaceful conversation. All right, take it easy. I already got one ass kicking. I'm not looking for another.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an answer in itself, huh, Mr. Raylan?
Maybe it is.
Yeah. This is the one more thing, Columbo.
One last thing, and then hopefully we'll never see each other again. It's going to take me a day, maybe two, to figure this whole thing out. In the meantime, either you go near Gary or his wife. I'll come back here and upend your entire existence.
Is that understood? And then he tells, after Raylan walks out, he tells the other guy, find out who he is, and then put him in the ground. Find out who he is, what his connection is to Gary, and put him in the ground.
You know, the writers were actually thinking of Columbo when he did that turnaround with the finger, one more thing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And so now he's talking to his boss, the head of the Dixie Mafia.
Emmett Arnett.
Emmett Arnett.
Yeah.
Emmett Arnett. And he's telling him, yeah, I would. I talked to Gary, but, a federal marshal came into my office and threatened me. And then the guy's like, oh, and he's like, are you getting a blowjob right now? He's like, let me call you back. And he hangs up the phone because Gary's walking in the door.
Hold on, Duffy. Yeah. Baby, come on over here. We'll take care of that. Duffy, you still there?
Yeah. What would you like me to do, sir?
Are you getting a blowjob, sir?
Oh, well, go to Gary. Remind him
clearly what his obligations are.
clearly and simply of his obligation. Ow!
Then it's
God damn, easy girl. It ain't a contest. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, Duffy. What was I saying?
Remind Gary of his obligations.
Right. Remind him.
Yeah. I'm gonna call you back.
I'm going to call you back. So they come in, and then Gary tries to talk to him and say, you know what, it wasn't a loan, it was an investment. He's like, no, it was a loan, and we want our money back. You gotta, this much money's going to bring you up to date or whatever. And then this guy tries to threaten him and saying, just listen to the man, Gary, and don't make me paint your walls with your shit, whatever that means.
Tough guy talk.
Yeah. And he's like, I think I know you from somewhere. I just can't place you. I can't figure out where I know you from.
But Gary and his buddy are totally out of their league in this.
Yeah. And so he's like, I just do anything. And he's like, just hold on. And he tells this guy, listen, I don't know how you're connected to Gary here, but I'm giving you a chance right now to extricate yourself from this situation because you really don't want to be involved in it. And then he said something about extricate your. I think this might be like extricate yourself out of my face before I paint your walls with your shit. He's like, okay. So they leave. And then Raylan goes back to the bar, and
the boxers.
Billy Mack is his name. He's following him, and he tells this guy, he's like, oh, I didn't think I'd see you for a while. I was wondering how bad you were hurt. He's like, well, yeah. And he's like, listen, all in all, I don't think you really should be saddling up here today. And Raylan says, no, listen, I'm not here. I don't even want to get back at them guys. There's a hat, and I'm very fond of it, and I want to get it back. And he's like, well, and he hands him his business card, and the guy looks at it and says, well, Marshall, might be easier to just get a new hat. And he goes, easier is not what I'm looking for.
Right. I want my hat.
Right.
I know it's fucking easy.
You're just to go and buy yourself a new hat.
Probably. But it ain't easier I'm after.
So then he goes to see the fixer guy.
This guy again, yeah.
Yeah, and he's funny. He's like, Raylan, damn, what's the other girl look like? And then he tells him, listen, I asked around about your Win Duffy. He's moving. He's working mainly for Emmett Arnett, Dixie Mafia guy, money man. He used to do something about bridge loans. The economy tanked, and now can take people's money, legitimately or whatever through high interest loans. And he's easy to deal with, but these other two, Duffy and Billy Mack, he does that look when he does Billy Mack like this, like whatever. And he's like, they're real wild cards. Rumor is a year ago some guy wouldn't pay. They took his brother, cut his face off, and sold it to a soccer ball. And he's like, seriously? He goes, that's what I heard.
He's a scene stealer, this actor.
Yeah.
Postcard. Mosquitoes eating at you?
Oh yeah. First he talks about Tahiti.
No offense, Julio, to Oliphant, but if you're a good actor, Oliphant's forgettable on screen. That's how good some of these actors can be on this show.
Yeah, that's why I said I like this guy. He gets 5 minutes. He takes advantage of the 5 minutes he has.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Then this girl comes in with something about ice cream. I think somebody wants ice cream, and he says something about meet, whatever her name is, meet Ray.
Ray. Yeah.
Legal.
It's nice to meet you, Ray. Can I get you anything?
I'm fine, thank you.
Just a check, sweetheart. I tell you what.
Oh no, he didn't ask for ice cream this time, right? It's a different time maybe he asked for ice cream. I know at one time he says, can I get some vanilla ice cream?
Yeah, then
Is
he
that a
had
different
the
episode?
yeah. In the other episode, he ordered like whatever that New York float was or some fancy drink.
Oh yeah, it was
And
him.
Raylan had to
But then he's something about
Big
like
cream.
get the check, and then he tells Raylan, pick up the check and don't be stingy on a tip. And he says the best tip I can give that girl is to stay the hell away from you. And he's like, hater, always a hater, Raylan.
That girl needs to be ridden hard. Win Duffy, guy's crazy. He's too mercurial to run his own show. Basically, he ends up working as a middleman.
Mercurial, you read a dictionary? Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Your sources are reliable.
He's a Kentucky Greyhound.
Barnett's a street hustler.
So he sounds like he knows his name.
Well, these days, looking for a lifeboat.
Yeah.
They're your real wild cards. I heard last year, guy wouldn't pay. They found his brother, cut his face off, sewed it onto a soccer ball.
Harsh.
You're joking.
That's what I heard.
Oh yeah. Okay, so they show up to this guy's house, and I can't remember if his name is Chainsaw. Toby Griffin. Toby Griffin. Can't remember what, the enforcer or something, maybe.
You. Then it hit me. Toby Griffin, UK's all-time lead tackler and a Super Bowl champion.
He's
In
just
an
like
apron.
standing, in an apron, like, hey, listen, this is something about his family, and he says something about like, oh, so you want to take it run at the champ or whatever? Or he goes, well, I don't, but Billy here, Mack, why? Billy Mack was a small professional boxer, had a good record until he detached the retina.
Right.
And so then they beat him, and he beats his bad leg with the fucking with the tea kettle, and it's just there's no refs here, no whistles, nothing to stop, and then they pull up here and see Gary and hit Gary, and then throw the ring on him so Gary doesn't know what's going on. Knock Gary down. You shouldn't have brought Toby. Why did you bring Toby into this? It's very stupid, Gary. So Billy Mack's going home. Raylan's waiting and grabs his ass, takes his gun, and then says something like, man, what's that smell? You got a dead cat in here or something? No one else found that funny?
That was funny.
No. Then there's a scene, and they go, well, we want to know what your plans are with Gary and his wife. You mean your ex-wife? You think we don't know enough about you, lawman? What's the matter? Your sight of your gun didn't turn around anymore? He's like, I don't know. You'd have to ask her. Well, maybe I just might. And he's like, watch it. And then so they're talking, and then Gary, he's not answering. He's talking shit, and Raylan just pops one right in between his legs. And he jumps, and he starts talking, and then he stops talking, and Raylan does it again, and then says, the next one's for you, Billy Mack. And then he tells him, he takes the gun over. He's like, what do you mean plastic bags and stuff? He goes, Duffy's crazy. And he's like, listen, just because you're a boxer and you whatever doesn't mean you got to end up dead. And so he takes they said, doesn't matter what he does, Duffy's not going to stop. And then he takes the gun apart and throws part of it there and then leaves. And then it calls Winona and tells her, get out of the house. But Winona's like, I'm not here. I'm looking for Gary. And she's like, well, get your gun and wait for me. And then she says her gun's gone. And then he says, well, get out of that house. I don't want you there. And she says, no, I'm not going anywhere without Gary. And he said, all right, well, lock the door and don't let nobody there. I'm on my way now.
You ain't gonna be smiling when I knock your teeth
So
out.
does she care about
I'll
Gary?
knock your teeth out.
That's a good question, Dave. I had the same question during the show. I think she wants to care about Gary, but I don't think
I
she
think at this point, I think she still maybe cares about him.
trying to.
It's a nice place.
What do you want?
What is that smell? You got a dead cat in here or something?
So then they're sitting here, and I got a nice set of Rock'em Sock'em robots here. I wonder if
I
that's
thought
the
that was
original
great.
set. I know, but I mean, those are valuable now.
Yeah, but there's no ring ropes around like you get.
There's no rope.
Original.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, like,
I want you to tell me what Duffy has planned for Gary.
Well, why don't you go ask Duffy? I'll just take.
He says, "Oh, if I wanted to ask Duffy, I'd be sitting in his house with his gun pointed at him. I'm here to ask you." That's what he tells him.
Well, from what I understand, she filed for divorce, which means she left you.
What's the
Why
matter?
why does everybody know Raylan's business? Why does this kid know Raylan's business?
I don't know, maybe it's public information.
Small town.
Someone said they're gonna whoop on my ex-wife. I'd probably thank them.
Well, that's awfully compassionate of you, Billy Mack.
Why?
Right.
What did you say? He's right.
No, I didn't say nothing.
Oh, I thought you said because he said something about if somebody said they were going to beat on my ex-wife, I'd thank him.
I disavow.
Years leave you, lawman. Side of your gun not turn her on anymore?
I don't know. You have to ask her.
I just might do that.
Tell me what Gary has planned. Oh wait, I just missed it.
I just might do that.
Tell me what Duffy has planned.
Pop.
In an hour, but he said he wanted me to stop off and pick up some trash bags.
Trash bags for what? He's crazy.
Trash bags? What the hell for?
Duffy's crazy.
All right, so yeah, so he calls Winona, tells her all this stuff. And
Let me ask you a question, Jim. Hold up. Why did he take his gun apart?
Because he wasn't going to take the guy's gun. I don't know. He was leaving him, I don't know. He didn't make a lot of sense, really, why he was taking the gun apart. He was leaving. I think it looked like he left the frame there, maybe, or the slide. He left half the gun there.
Yeah, they put a lot of camera time on it, and it went over my head. I'm
Well,
like,
then later, Billy Mack asked for his gun back.
yeah, it was. Well,
He's like, "You got my gun?" He's like, "If you find one on me, you owe me a gun, lawman." He said, "If you find one on me, you're welcome to it." So I don't get that, like why he did the whole thing, because it looked like he left half the gun there, or just took it apart and threw it on the ground. I don't know.
Right, Scorpion.
Yeah, she's like, "Please, Raylan, just help me go find Gary." And she's like, "I can't believe this has happened. For God's sakes, he's a realtor."
Yeah.
So tell me where you think he might be. And then I think he tracks Raylan tracks Gary's phone and finds him here. And then Gary sees him all beat up and said, "They do that to you too." And he said, "No, Gary, this is on me. This has nothing to do with you." And then he says something about like, "Why do you got the gun?" And Gary says, "Haven't you heard? There's a price on my head. I'm worth more money dead than alive. More money dead than alive." And then Raylan says something about, "Well, Jesus, Gary, if you want to do that, give me the gun. Let me shoot you, so at least you can collect life insurance." And then Gary points the gun at him, and he's like, "Now you're going to shoot me now, Gary? I'm here trying to help you." He's like, something, this whole thing, and he's like, "Well, why don't you let me help you, Gary? We'll try to figure this out, sort it out. It's not, none of this is worth dying over."
Right.
I want to get the insurance. Oh my God, Gary. If that's what you're after, you best give me the gun.
Let's give me the gun.
Right.
Whole knows that you kill yourself, you negate the coverage. Winona will be worse off than she already is. Better not just keep making it worse and worse.
I just keep making it worse. So he tells him, "Tell me about it." That's where he tells him all about how it's
that's a good scene, I think, Jim. I like it.
I can't play it though. I don't want to get a strike. So it's a great scene with this whole talking back and forth, and it almost seems like Raylan feels for Gary.
I think he looks up to Gary at this point. That Gary has all these visions for making things better, and his life is colossally fucked up nonstop.
Restaurants? I'm impressed.
Thank you. Thank you, Raylan. I do appreciate that.
But it ain't worth dying over.
Yeah, there's a limit, dude.
And then, so this is the Evan Arnett guy and his bodyguard and these other guys. Which, if Win Duffy and Billy Mack work for Arnett, why did he have to bring a bodyguard with him? So maybe they're not. He doesn't trust them. They're kind of wild card-ish, you know.
Yep.
They start betting. You know, what do you think the odds are that Gary's going to show up? And they bet. You know, like this. He goes, ooh, what do you think the odds are Gary shows up alone?
0.
And the guy goes 0 because he's there with Ray. And then he tells Billy Mack, "I'm disappointed to see you here, Billy Mack." He's like, "Where's my gun, lawman?" And he goes, "Find one on me. You're welcome to it." And then so they say, "Listen, here's the deed. I think that's what he wanted all along was the land title. He didn't want dead bodies or stuff to clean up. That's just too messy." And then he's like, "Yeah, it's a great time to get involved in real estate." Then Duffy gets all pissed because he's like, "Well, if you take the land, how are we going to get our money?" And so then a shootout ensues between Duffy and the bodyguard of Arnett.
Yeah. For a change, a shootout not involving Raylan.
Raylan, yeah, they're just standing there. And the Duffy gets shot, and the bodyguard shot. Billy Mack gets killed, and then Raylan calls in. And let me see. Let me try to get this because it's a good. Oh, I missed it. Never mind. I was trying to get to the part where Raylan calls the.
Police?
Yeah, this is Deputy U.S. Marshal Raylan Givens. I'm gonna need some squad cars and an ambulance.
And then
You would think if they got a call from him, they'd already know what he needs. All right, I got it. Ambulance.
Like right before this, when Duffy's going for the gun, and Raylan tells him, "Stop! I've shot people I like a lot more for a lot less." To Duffy, shot people I like a lot more for. He's talking about Boyd. I've shot people I like a lot more for a lot less.
Right.
And so then Raylan takes her to see Winona, and Winona hugs and kisses him. They go in the house. Then Raylan comes back. Then Raylan gets a call from the bartender guy saying that they're back here. And so Raylan comes in and says, "Listen, I'm going to buy these guys some drink." He's like, "I'm not looking for any trouble. I just want my hat." And they said they kind of like it. And he says, "Mister, that's a 10-gallon hat on a 20-gallon head." He's like, "I just want you to know I'll be sober this time." And so the guy gives him back the hat, and he's like, "I was just playing. I was going to give you back the hat anyway. That's why I brought it here." And he's like, "I know you did. All right, Red, nice seeing you." And then he leaves and walks out. And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, it's a good bookend. They did the beginning and the end.
This is a great episode that Dave hasn't watched it, called The Hammer, which has got an awesome guy playing a judge, which you're going to recognize.
No. That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. When I switched discs, I didn't see the one we just watched.
Oh,
you didn't?
I saw this one.
That explains why you said we're going over episodes 9 and 10 tonight, and I actually you and went. I don't think we did 8.
Yeah, I watched 8 and 10. I didn't see 9. So.
Yeah, the next episode is amazing.
No. Julio's got to go to bed. He's got to go to work.
All right.
We got Friday, right?
Sure.
This one's awesome, though.
This one is awesome. But do you recognize that judge, right?
Oh,
he
yeah.
was in Dodgeball. He was in Office Space.
News Radio.
He's a great actor, man. And he does an awesome job in this fucking series, man. He's in it a while. Put it that way.
He needs to be, because he's a good actor.
Yeah, he likes them cowboy titty bars.
Me too.
He likes a lot of stuff. He also likes strong prison sentences.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's when we found out that Boyd was the Wrath of God. Right?
Oh yeah, right. Okay, yeah.
God's work.
Yeah.
While Raylan's doing protective services for a judge, Boyd's out raising hell.
Yeah.
It was great. Like, you're holy shit, he's on fire.
All right, so we got 4 more episodes to get through season 1, right? I think so. Yeah.
That's 10. We got 10, 11,
That was
12,
9.
13. That was 9. No, we did 8 and 9.
Yeah.
This is 10. So we got
So four
10,
more.
11, 12, 13. 10, 11, 12, 13. 4 more.
Cool. Anything else going on, Julio? Anything else you're watching or anything you've been checking out?
No, dealing with real life shit. What are you gonna do?
Oh, yeah.
That Julio divorce fund, I may need to set that up. It's going south, brother.
Yeah, I've got AMC Plus, and AMC Plus has some interesting series on it, but they're like 6-episode series, so there's not a lot of time invested. They're pretty good though. I watched one about a British spy, some young spy who was actually a guy in British prison for stealing a bunch of shit over in East Germany as a soldier. And now he becomes a Cold War spy. Pretty good. Then they had this, I guess in the 60s, Jim, there was a show called The Prisoner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they remade it with Jim Caviezel.
I've heard of the original show. I didn't know there was a remake.
Mm-hmm.
I think everything's got a remake.
Yeah, it's I never saw the original. I'd heard of it, but I'd never seen it. And this one is kind of trippy, man. Like he's basically like just kind of mind fucked. Like he's controlled by like this whole community called the Village is controlled by a crazy scientist, right? And it's got our boy Ian McKellen in it. Oh yeah, he's in it. And it's I don't know, man. It was interesting, but it wasn't great. I like Caviezel a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty good to watch, but I can't tell if I would recommend it or not. You know, one of those shows where you're like, yeah,
it's all right.
I don't know if I'd watch it again. Don't care enough about it, but
well, it's 6 episodes, right? So you don't have to spend too much time.
Right. So that's why I don't feel bad watching it. But I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to recommend it. I don't think.
I heard they're asking Ian McKellen to come back and play Gandalf again in the new Lord of the Rings movie.
They're making a new Lord of the Rings movie?
Apparently, they're making a movie called The Hunt for Gollum, which takes place, I think, after The Hobbit and before.
Yeah, because it's actually supposed to be like 8 years or 10 years or something that Aragorn is searching for Gollum. Like,
yeah, Aragorn and Gandalf are after
right,
Gollum. They
there's a
catch
whole big
him.
time that they kind of just like glossed over in the whole thing when they're watching the Shire, and then like the time from when Bilbo leaves the Shire on his 111th birthday, and Gandalf realizes it's actually the ring, is years.
17 years.
Yeah, years later.
In the movie, it's 2 minutes.
Yeah, but it's years later.
Because Gandalf goes to Frodo and goes, well, we're going to set all this shit up, so get ready to leave, blah, blah. And then it was fast forward 17 years in the book. So I
Red
think,
Scorpion, I like Person of Interest a lot. That show's a good show. You ever see that, Jim?
Yeah. Search for Gollum was a game, but it's based on stuff that was in, I want to say, in the appendices for Lord of the Rings, with all the stuff about Aragorn.
I think everything, even the new Rings of Power show is apparently based on the appendices.
That's all it can be on. That's all they got the rights to.
That's what I've heard. I don't know if is that true?
Somebody, I don't, well,
yeah, it's fucking true because they would have the characters they want.
No, but they did a bunch of shit that didn't come from the appendices. Like they did stuff in the first age, they did stuff in the second age, they did stuff during the time of the trees.
Yep, characters that are not supposed to be there are there. Yeah. Right.
You know, they had like,
Harfoot,
shit that they shouldn't have did.
Gandalf.
So, like, they basically, I don't understand how they were able to go, yeah, we're going to use the stuff from the appendices, but we're just going to make shit up about other characters that we don't have in any book because we can't use the Silmarillion.
Silmarillion.
Fuck.
I got you.
Silmarillion. They can't use. that book, so we're just going to make the shit up instead of using the book.
There are so many good stories in the Silmarillion that they could do a 1-season show about.
Oh no, they could do fucking
Baron and
a lot.
Luthien would be great. I'd like that.
They could do a season on Baron and Luthien. They could do a season on Fëanor.
Be
The whole
amazing.
thing. They could do a
Right.
Fëanor of a whole. I mean,
Sundering.
there's so much stuff. The Sundering of the Elves. They could do, the whole thing with. I mean, you could do several seasons on the wars, all the whole time of the wars between Morgoth and the elves and the Eldar. And
The
all
breaking
that.
of the world, all
Yeah,
that.
breaking of the world. I mean, there's so much stuff that they could do, but it would cost a lot of money.
Well, they already paid a lot of money. Why? But
No,
they
I'm
want to
saying
ship.
to produce it, to get it done. It would cost a ton of money to do it right. And
I've heard the show.
I would
Looks,
rather see that animated, really, with good animation.
are you interested in the War of the Rohirrim that's coming out? The anime?
Isn't that fan fiction though? It's not actually done by anybody. It's just like fanfic.
Well, it's kind of based-ish on the lore, but there's a strong female character who don't need no man, and they're gonna fuck it up.
There was a fan film.
Maybe.
I didn't know that.
What's the name of that fan film, Red Scorpion? I have not watched 1 second of the Amazon show.
I watched 5 minutes of the first episode of the first season, and when there was an origami boat, and I don't know, I just checked out because I knew it wasn't going to be for me, and now it's not because they're basing the show. Oh, let's ship Galadriel with Sauron. That's like like I always say, all new entertainment is for women and women, basically.
Yeah, that was some kind of shit that girls came up with. Like, oh, let's,
Well, the directors for every episode in the second season, not that women can't be good directors, but why would you say before the season started, oh, we've hired all female directors to do all these? They're trying to be Bridgerton. Which is insulting to Professor Tolkien, in my opinion.
So if it's a fan film, it should not be trouble, right?
I wouldn't think so.
Should be okay to play.
I don't know. Is it on YouTube? Is it
The fan film.
the music might be a problem?
Really?
Maybe.
In a fan film? You think they paid for a music license?
Maybe it's actually not that expensive to get a music license for stuff.
The Third Age, Middle-earth, pressed by shadow. The people of the North Kingdom were scattered, the descendants of kings forgotten, reduced to rangers wandering in the wild. But the darkness of Mordor was soon to spread over all lands and set great and terrible events in motion. For the lost ring of power had reawoken. Its evil master Sauron was seeking it. The one ring to rule them all. For 500 years it had remained out of his sight and beyond his reach. But there was another who also sought the ring. A creature who had long treasured it deep under the mountains and been consumed by its evil. His heart was tortured with longing for what he had lost, and with hatred for the thief who took it, Bilbo Baggins.
It's a fan film?
Fan film, 39 minutes long.
I'm all in on this.
Yeah, I know.
Beginning is
Me too. Yeah. Oh shit, Red Scorpion. Thanks. I'll be watching that after this. It's time to go to bed now, man. I got to get up. And we'll be back. You got the kid tomorrow, Jim?
No, not on Wednesdays.
All right. So we'll be back tomorrow night at 7, guys. I thank you all for joining. Thank you for the super chats. And we'll get this outro.
Thanks, everybody.
Jim. Thanks for the invite, Dave.
Oh, of course, Julio. You're always welcome, buddy.
See you guys tomorrow.
Good night, boys.
Let's see.